you know what? We love you, but.
Well, they're retooling. They're building around two guys that
in front of you by now. You have it. And I'm going to move on. And I'm just making sure Matt Ishbia, the owner of the Suns.
Oh, did you get a response
Yeah,
yet?
not yet.
Okay.
No, he's pretty busy with this free agency period here going on this all day today. I mean, even if it probably, I mean, you sit there and think as a Suns fan, okay, you know, we're waiting. Miles Bridges is coming on board, but there's LeBron. But if you gave away three of your top ones, does 3 equal 1? Probably not. I might say 2 equals 1.
He only going to play another year.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, this is it.
Yeah, and so I got a funny feeling that if he's going to call it a night and do the proverbial farewell tour, maybe he goes back to Cleveland. Maybe he goes back to the Cavs.
See, I don't see that. I really don't.
He can coexist with the rest of the fellas there.
Yeah, I know that, but it's different. It's different in Cleveland right now. I don't see that at all. To me, it's either Golden State or Miami.
I could see Miami.
Played in Miami, won titles in Miami, knows the coach really well in Miami.
Very well.
Knows the general manager and president really well in Miami. They are missing Miami one major piece to be the top dog in the East.
And the only reason why I say Cleveland is this a sentimental tour. You know, the
I understand. I get it.
You know, coming out of Akron there and playing with the Cavaliers and the team he grew up with wanting to play there. Won a title with.
He did.
Back in Cleveland.
2016.
But I would agree. I think Miami would be a good choice, depending on how much they pay him. But I don't think he's going to be looking for a king's ransom. Like
I agree.
I think he's going to look at, give me a fair market value.
Yeah, that's all.
And I want to go try to win one more time. Where's the best chance I have to play one more year and have a chance to win it all? So I mean, but that's been the talk of the town since this broke this morning bright and early.
Yeah.
LeBron's available. LeBron's leaving.
Have you heard back from Ishbia?
Not yet.
Okay.
I just want to make sure he's aware.
I'll keep checking.
That LeBron James is looking to leave the LA Lakers.
That was great. At any rate, the Diamondbacks got off the schneid. They were lucky to win last night. They had a nice, comfortable lead and then almost coughed it up in the top of the ninth inning. Sewald barely hanging on to get the save. But a W is a W. Eduardo Rodriguez, once again, with a fine performance on the mound. And I was thinking about this driving into the studio today. The last time that the Diamondbacks and Giants were matched up here in town, they swept them. Mm-hmm. And then they went on to play Colorado, beat the stuffing out of them, went to San Francisco, beat the stuffing out of the Giants again. Manuch, this is a slump buster of all slump busters right here.
Well, when you think about those how many games was it? 13? They were 11-2.
11-2
during those 3-game series, Colorado, San Fran. And you looked at that and you went, yeah, they are. And I watched this Giants team. They don't look as bad as they are. You know, they can still hit the ball, but their pitching is horrific.
Yes.
Their pitching is horrific. Erod, another outstanding night. Mm-hmm. His ERA now 2.21.
Doing great.
7-2, just gave up 5 hits, only 1 earned run. Had the 1 strikeout. A lot of ground balls, a lot of fly balls. I mean, really in command of his game right now. He really is. So if he's not one of the pitchers at the All-Star game, then something's definitely wrong. I mean, he's pitching to one of the better scenarios with a bad hitting team in the Diamondbacks. Mm-hmm. Now, to your point, Paul Sewald, the last couple of outings, he's had some very interesting ninth innings. He's had a couple where he lost a game. He's given up some hits and won a game. Last night, he gives up 3 hits, gives up the 2 earned runs, and you're going, wait a second. You mean to tell me that this Giants team may have a chance to come back, at least tie this thing, where you are in complete control of this game? I mean, you go into that 9th inning, and here you are up, 8th inning, 9th inning, you're up 5-3.
5-3.
You got a 2-run lead to support.
Yep.
So they hold on. They get the win. Brandon Pfaadt. You guys remember that name?
Yeah.
Lads, remember that guy? Brandon Pfaadt on the bump tonight for the Diamondbacks. Been down in Reno. Young man that's making, what's he making last? About $9 million a year on that extension a couple years ago that he had.
Yeah.
$9 million. So let's just hope that he can find in a semblance of what he had somewhat 2 years ago when he was money.
He was money in the playoffs.
He was dialed in.
Yeah.
And then after that, you got Kelly. Nelson's on the IL. You got Soroka on the IL for another period of time.
I'm out on Kelly and Gallen right now.
Yeah.
I'm out on them. I can't, as much as I try to believe, I tried to do what you do. I tried to put on a fan hat. You know, that's difficult for me because I am the only person on this godforsaken show that has any journalistic integrity.
That went out the door.
So it did when I tried to put my fan hat on.
Yeah, you did.
It was gone. And I really thought that Merrill Kelly was going to bounce back, and he sucked pond water. And I'm done with those two guys. I don't know if you can
What
get
are you going to do, Jim? You have nowhere to go.
You have nowhere to go.
You're stuck.
I know you're stuck.
They are stuck.
Yeah, they
with
are.
Kelly.
Yeah, you
and
couldn't
Zach
get a
Gallen.
bag of balls for them now.
They are basically, and one of the things that I like to remind people is that Merrill Kelly was pitched really well that first half of the year last year. He was the only viable trade that anybody wanted from the Diamondbacks. Zach Gallen struggled, so his trade value was nil. So they kept him, had a great second half and struggled. Mm-hmm. And then, but Merrill Kelly, when he got to Texas, Jimmy, he struggled ever since he went to Texas and has come back to the Diamondbacks. He's really struggled. Now, the propensity for the home runs, 3 dingers the other day against Tampa Bay. I think he got 8 in his last 5 starts or something like that.
It's unbelievable.
8 in his last 5 starts. And then Zach Gallen, if he can get beyond the first 3 innings, by the time the game's over that time, then he's fine because he
Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Each week, at least one child dies from heat stroke after being left alone in a car. Often these incidents are not a matter of neglect, but even the most responsible, loving parents are liable to forget a child in the car due to sleep deprivation, stress, or a change in routine, which can lead to fatal results. As temperatures continue to soar, take steps to ensure a child is never forgotten in a hot car. Learn more today by visiting carsforkids.org/hotcars. Remember, that's cars with a K.
Now it's time for a replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
As the 1-0 pitch swung on, that is a high fly ball deep towards the right field corner. Certainly looks accurate enough. Is it deep enough? Yes, it is. It's a home run into the visiting bullpen. It's a leadoff shot for Marte, his 16th, and the D-backs take a 1-0 lead.
Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight. It is the solo shot yesterday by Marte. Ties him, by the way, with Goldie for most franchise hits. And so with that being said, they jump out in front, but you can never, like, even though they're playing the sucky Giants, and I'm being nice when I say that, the sucky Giants, they almost came back and won the game in the top of the ninth inning. So at any rate, the same two teams play again this evening. Welcome, everybody. It is our replay rewind. Manuch, I had put a play in here, and I put it in just for you, but it's gone. I had put in a forced bunt, a sacrifice bunt that scored a run, because you here on this show complain constantly that nobody moves runners anymore. They don't sacrifice bunt anymore, and the Giants did it, and it's gone.
Yeah, I heard that, and I don't know. I didn't say anything about that. I didn't have any idea, but, you know, we want a little bit of Giants highlight, or are we doing Diamondback highlight?
Well, I wanted it in there because I wanted to show you that somebody other than the Diamondbacks.
No.
Yes.
Let me back up. Did you watch
What?
the Tampa Bay game on Saturday? You didn't
I
watch
did not.
They had 3 bunts in a row. Okay, where you at, Jimmy B? They had
I wasn't
3
watching it.
3 drag bunts in a row.
Who did?
Based the Tampa Bay Rays. So
now we have to run Tampa highlights?
It's alive and well, but it's just not with the Diamondbacks. And then Diamondbacks, because it's the AAA San Francisco Giants, were able to do a sacrifice bunt, get back to regular baseball. I saw that yesterday. I pulled the car over. I said, I'll be John Brown.
There you go.
They moved a runner over with a bunt. But what Tampa Bay has done several times this year, there's a lot of teams that are actually doing sacrifice bunting. So, and I heard that when it happened yesterday, driving, and I'm like, okay, it's about damn time.
I thought of you as soon as that
I
happened.
appreciate that, Jimmy B. But
hey, you're always in my heart.
Yeah,
Big
I
guy.
appreciate it.
This is just for you. You ready?
Okay.
The 2-1, he squares and bunts it up towards first. Pavin is underhanding towards the plate way late. Safe at first base is going to be Cox, and the game is tied at 1.
Sacrifice, bunt, RBI, whatever you call that nowadays. But yes, you're right. You do not see that anymore.
And guys, we call that, it's not quite a sacrifice. He's looking to drag it the other way.
Dragging it,
He's looking to go that way, and if you get it by the pitcher, between the pitcher and the first baseman, it's extremely difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was the Giants, but not the Diamondbacks.
That's
it was
okay.
the Giant. Yeah, I think it's
I was thinking of you.
I think it's sometimes monkey see, monkey do. And if you're a struggling team like the San Francisco Giants, you do whatever you can to get on base. But RBI, really nowhere for Pavin Smith to go on that. By the way, why is Pavin Smith playing?
We got no one else who knows how to hit. You might as well give him a bat and see what he can do. Blindfold him. Maybe he'll get a hit.
The dude is like 1 for 92, okay? He's hitting about what, $125?
$125.
I mean, seriously?
Yeah,
I know he's one of the top prospects years ago, but can we just move on, get somebody else and put the Gruber kid back in there? I don't know. I mean, it's almost like, well, he has a chance to take one deep. He hit one deep fly. He had a base hit the other day. Did you hear what I said? Yeah, base hit the other day. I have no idea why. I mean, it's just like the pavement smith. They're just trying to give. He's 0 for 3 yesterday. I'm sorry. He's hitting $153, not $125.
Wait a minute. We gave him too much credit there.
We did. I have no idea why they're not playing the young guys versus pavement smith.
Bottom of the 5th inning. Here we go with Perdomo at the plate.
The 3-1 pitch. Swung on, ripped into left. That's a fair ball. All the way into the corner. And here come the Diamondbacks. Arenado scores. Troy scores. Here comes Cattell. Bases clearing double by Perdomo. And the D-backs have taken a 4-1 lead.
All right, so now you're feeling pretty good about yourself. And then it even gets better because we get to the bottom of the 6th inning and this happens.
There's a 2-1. Swung on that is hit hard out to deep left field. Barracoto back to the track. It's gone. Home run for Nolan Arenado. It's his 9th, and it's his first since the first day of June as the D-backs now own a 5-1 lead.
I was waiting for that because I heard it on radio. It's his first since the first day of June.
Isn't that amazing? Boy, when he's hitting the ball hard, but not just hitting it out. And when I heard that, first since June, I'm like, my goodness gracious, Nolan Arenado. You wish you just got more pop out of him. He hits the ball hard, but he just doesn't have the lift on the ball that he had the last several years. And I think where we saw that wane a lot was last year with the Cardinals.
I agree.
Coming into this year. So, you know what? If it wasn't for the top half for Marte, Perdomo, Carroll, you would have basically nothing going on with this Diamondback team. And then going into last night's game, Jimmy, we did the bottom half of the order. In the bottom half during the Tampa series, they were 4 for 49.
Oh, man.
4 for 49. And you looked at last night's game, they only had 3 hits, if you include Arenado's, because they moved him down to, the 7th spot? They moved him below Kepler, who was over. And so they moved him down. So the last 4 are were they 3 for 12, I believe it was. Yeah, 3 for 12. So this bottom half, at this top half, if Marte, Perdomo, and Carroll are producing, Moreno runs into one every once in a while, then you got no jam. You got nothing happening with this team, especially when you look at the Giants coming in and not being able to produce against this woeful Giants pitching staff.
Same 2 teams, by the way, play again tonight downtown at the Yard. It was a splendid pitching performance by Eduardo Rodriguez. Here's what he had to say, despite the fact he only had 1 K in the game.
Like I say, no walks today. That's just perfect. I was 1 strikeout, but I still go 7 out there. I was putting out into strikes, and then we just make a good swing at it. We locate good the pitches, and we just was getting quick out. So that's all that matters. I know strikeouts matter, but I think matter more when you go out there and execute everything and put the team in good position to win.
Manuch, that's all I care about.
He's money right now.
Just put your team in a position to win, and he did.
And the thing is, too, is I think as far as him stretching out a little bit, he goes 7 innings in yesterday's game, which is good. And effective, 91 pitches, 60 of those strikes, no walks, had the 1 strikeout, but keeping the ball in play, allowing your defense to turn a double play, keeping the ball in the ballpark on top of it, not giving up any home runs. So, again, Erod, I think one of the top pitchers in the National League. And thank God he's having a hell of a year because he's the only one having a year pitching-wise for this Diamondback team.
More than fair on that. All right, let's move to the World Cup because we have games today. By the way, Mexico plays the evening game tonight. Yesterday, penalty kicks. It came down to this for Paraguay.
It's down to Jose Canale. A few have been in this position for Paraguay, but he scores! Paraguay have done it! Paraguay won it, and they beat Germany out of the World Cup.
Amazing that the Germans are out.
It's interesting because it's that the penalty kick by who was the German that missed it about 90 feet? Who was that?
His name is Jonathan Taw. It says Jonathan Taw, but that's how they pronounce
Okay,
it. He's one of the
Jonathan
worst
Taw.
kicks I've ever seen.
So
Okay.
we're at Right Toyota doing the show, Roc and Manuch yesterday. So we're seeing the penalty kicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's 4 or 5 of the salesmen there
Oh, watching with you.
watching him with us.
So in other words, you guys weren't really working. You were watching.
No, it was after the show was over. So we're sitting there. It ended perfect timing. So we're sitting there, and he's getting ready to take the shot. And he misses this so bad. Where did he kick it? Like 35 feet above the
It
goal?
was terrible.
I think it almost left the stadium.
It must have landed like the 30th row.
Yeah.
But the thing was, we all looked at each other. As bad as the gambling is going on and all of the fixes and all that FIFA's had in their background.
Right.
So you got that in your background. All of us looked at each other and went, really? You missed it that bad? You don't even put it on the net, right or left. You kick it over the goal by, I don't know, 30 feet, give or take. I'm being a little facetious.
I understand.
Exaggeration. And that's our first thought. And then the guy from Paraguay gets up and kicks
Nails
it right, nails it. But he didn't even kick it on the net. But isn't that too bad
Yeah.
that we all looked at each other like,
Yes,
wow,
that is.
Jonathan, where are you kicking that? I hope it was worth it that you missed it that bad. That was kind of the insinuation
Mm-hmm.
for so many
I
of the
could see
people.
that. I
Where
could
everybody's
see
like, man, you missed it bad.
Quickly, let's get to the Morocco game-winning goal as well.
Ismail Sabari can win the penalty shootout for Morocco with this kick.
Morocco win and football wins. The team that came to play tonight are the team that are advancing. They deserve every minute of that match right there. Well done to Morocco.
There you go. So Morocco's in, and so is Paraguay.
Germany's out again.
Germany is out.
3 World Cups in a row.
Yeah.
No longer the soccer or football power.
There
in
you
Europe.
go. Hey, today's Replay Rewind presented by Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck, need to check, just make one call. 602-977-1900, always at lernerandrowe.com. Don't forget you get a free consultation as well. 602-977-1900. When we come back, we're going to talk San Francisco Giants, they suck, and the Golden State Warriors, they're okay, and the San Francisco 49ers, they're really good. Why are we going to do that? Well, because longtime Bay Area radio host Damon Bruce is going to be our guest. Right now, let us get you to a ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs took the first of 3 against the Giants last night, getting yet another strong start from Eduardo Rodriguez as his outstanding season continues. Home runs from Ketel Marte and Nolan Arenado propelled the D-backs to a 5-4 victory as the Snakes now look to lock up the series tonight from Chase Field. Brandon Pfaadt will take the mound for Arizona as first pitch is set for 6:40 with pregame coverage getting underway at 6 on our sister station 98.7 FM, also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. This ESPN 620 Sports Center update is powered by Twin Peaks. Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon, top shelf spirits over ice balls, and those famous 29-degree Michelob Ultra and Bud Light drafts. Pair it all with scratch-made bites that actually satisfy.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
When driving in Arizona, move over or slow down for any flashing lights. Move over for tow truck drivers, highway crews, and emergency responders. Move over for any vehicle with its hazards flashing. Because at 65 miles per hour, a vehicle travels over 95 feet in 1 second. 1 second that could change everything. When you move over for anyone, you're not just doing it for them, you're doing it for their families. Their lives are flashing before your eyes. Move over, Arizona. Every vehicle, every time. It's the law. Please visit moveoveraz.org. This message is brought to you by ADOT and this station.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
This one swung on that is hit deep to left center field, and all Kepler could do is watch it go. Ramos, a solo home run, cuts the lead down to 2. It's now 5-3.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight. Almost win for the scruffalophilous San Francisco Giants last night. It is always in great pleasure when Damon Bruce takes time from his busy schedule in the Bay Area to make a casual appearance on our show. We always appreciate him. By the way, you can find him always on his podcast, and you can find him as well on his X account at Damon Bruce Plus. That's at Damon Bruce Plus. Damon, did I do that right? You got all of that?
Sounds pretty good, but this is no casual interview. I am wearing a tuxedo with tails as I sit in San Francisco today. I have a top hat, a cane, and spats. I am so excited to be back with you. Manuch, Jimmy, thank you.
You know what? Well, so we that's it. It looks like you're going to go pick up LeBron at the airport so you can go get this bad boy done, right?
I mean, the Olden State Warriors are officially coming together here, right? I honestly, I didn't really put too much stock in any of this happening. Sure. I thought that any LeBron the Warriors rumors, especially with Anthony Davis attached to it there for a heartbeat, it just looked like the leverage play that, you sort of expect from Camp LeBron. But then a few things have happened, namely, Draymond. Whatever you want to say about Draymond, you're right. But this guy is smart, and he knows what's going on. And for him to have opted out, that opened up the first door. Then for the Lakers to officially have moved on today, well, that's the biggest door that needs to open. And we know that LeBron is on the market. And the way I see it, guys, there are really two legitimate paths for LeBron James. Either the path that will let him play with Steph Curry, which he's obviously expressed interest in for years of his career, or the path back home to Cleveland. I think at this point in LeBron's career, he's looking to do something he hasn't done before rather than go back and try to provide, the memory that he's already given a generation of Cavs fans a second time. So I would say that the tea is officially brewing on this one. Like there is definitely intent on a lot of smart party sides trying to put this together, and it could actually happen.
Hey, my follow-up to that is I am including Miami in that as
That's
well.
a good call.
I am including Miami in that. He won 2 titles there. They are a bona fide stud away from maybe being the best team in the East.
Maybe, but I think Giannis sort of takes that spot away from him. I haven't looked at the particulars of Miami's finances to see how they would add it if they have the room, what other moves they would need to make. But yeah, obviously Miami could possibly be a destination. I even saw the craziest rumor that he is so enamored with maybe playing with AD again that he would consider being a Washington Wizard. So I honestly, I don't know what to believe, but I think that the path of least resistance to adding LeBron to a roster do exist in Cleveland and in Golden State right now. And just the desire to, I think, come play with a guy that he's got an awful lot of respect for, and Steph Curry could be what tips this one way or the other.
I got to admit, I'm up late at night, and I did peek in at Damon Bruce Plus on YouTube every Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock Pacific time, and watching what you said yesterday kind of hinted at all that. And I just find it amusing, Damon, that all this stuff is kind of sort of leaking out 3 or 4 days, and then bang, bright early this morning, he doesn't want to come back. It just seems so orchestrated to me sometimes. I think you kind of hinted that in your podcast yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are a lot of moving pieces to this, and to talk about it before the pieces align is something that could really happen. It's kind of fool's gold. It is, but the steps that need to be taken to get this from launching pad to actually launched have been taken. So now it's a question of, hey, LeBron, what do you want? Because I don't think that either the Golden State Warriors or the Cavaliers would pull out at the last minute saying, nah, never mind. We took a few walks around the car lot and we found something else we're interested in. And look, when it comes to, I've seen some friends text me first thing this morning saying, here's LeBron chasing more money and a ring. Look, I don't know if coming to the Warriors right now is ring chasing, and he would get a, taxpayer mid-level exception. So this isn't exactly him chasing money either. Him wanting to come here would be nothing short of, I want to play with Steph. We had that much fun together on Team USA. I like Steve Kerr that much that I want to put the last moment of my NBA career in the hands of this franchise and let the chips fall where they may. We do know that nobody needs another notch on their bedpost to cement their legacy. I think that Michael Jordan is the single greatest apex predator that this league has ever seen. But LeBron has now had what I believe is truly the single greatest from the moment you stepped in to the moment you might exit career we have ever seen, maybe across all sports, in terms of how good he has been for so long and still so productive. What would this equal? What would this mean? It's hard to assume that we would know. I mean, look, we do know that it would be, the creme de la creme of basketball IQ. There would be no denying that. But this is not a written test. This is a physical test. And LeBron, 41, Steph, 38, Draymond, 36, Jimmy, if he's back, he's 36. They just re-signed Horford. He's 40. Porzingis has to be the oldest 30-year-old NBA player in the league based on all of his injury. If I am the Warriors director of, physical fitness, Rick Celebrini, who is Macklin Celebrini's father for the San Jose Sharks, but if I'm Rick Celebrini, the minute this were to happen, I would demand a raise and 5 more doctors on my staff.
I saw Damon get rid of all the coaches, just hire physical therapists, put them on the bench. Get 5 or 6 physical therapists. I want to get your thoughts watching LeBron the last month. He's always motivated, but he really stepped up. He carried the load. There was Luka nowhere to be found in the playoffs. Reeves nowhere to be found. He actually played the last game where it was a 0-0 game. I almost felt like he was really showing, hey, look, I have no plans of coming back, but hey, NBA, all you other guys, watch me carry this team at 41 years old. It seemed like, I look back on it now, he was like, wow, he's really diving in. And they really had nowhere to go. They were already in that playoff position.
look, it's LeBron James. I mean, the guy answers bells and has his entire career. And he closed like a freight train.
Yes.
At the end of last season, he truly did. And maybe, here's the deal. Look, I'm 51 years old. I can hardly leave my foot on the gas tank for more than a half an hour.
You are,
anywhere,
youngster.
So I mean, but LeBron has, I think, reached a point in his career where he's got to ladle it out carefully, and he can't put big ladles of LeBron all over the regular season. But man, when that playoff light goes on, he's still something to behold. He's never going to be the defensive player that he used to be. He doesn't move quite like he used to move, yet he was throwing down some hammer dunks that made you think about a young man once again. I've always been wildly impressed with the guy, the body type, how he gets that much explosion out of such a large human, and he continues to do it. I mean, we've read the stories that he puts $10 million a year into body investment and all the things that he does to take care of himself, and I think we're watching the single most impressive start to finish career we've maybe ever seen in sports because of that. So if the Warriors want to buy in here a little at the end, now here's you're gonna see this like the ripple effect if this were to happen. Well, a lot of people are going to start second guessing the 2-timeline plan, which sort of took the Warriors away from contending more than further closer to contending. They had a couple of big draft picks. They did not nail any of them. Had they had just, if you're making a move for LeBron now, what you're basically saying is future be damned, we're in this for the next 82 games.
Sure.
And if they had done that closer to Steph's prime, would there be 1 or 2 more banners in the rafter? There's going to be a lot of second guessing the entire approach. And now you're going with the veteran. Now that LeBron is officially an old man, now you're doing it. So there'll be a lot of second guessing for sure, but that comes with pretty much the entire world of sports that we live in. But look, Joe Lacob, I don't know if this is a championship move or move for a ring or anything like that. If you were facing the Warriors in a 7-game series built with LeBron James, look out. That could definitely go the Warriors' way. But just getting to those 7-game series is going to be this is going to be team load management if that happens. I mean, there's has an NBA bench ever been replaced with just all massage chairs?
There's a Damon Bruce we know and love right there. I love it.
That was awesome.
What's been the reaction for potentiality from the fan base there in San Francisco or Golden State Warriors fans?
It's real simple. It's the Barry Bonds theory, but maybe coming home to roost. You hated Barry Bonds until he was hitting cleanup in the middle of your lineup, right? Then you're going to love you. Nobody likes LeBron. Oh, starting power forward? Let's go, LeBron.
That's it.
Damon, it's almost like the good old Danny Ainge effect. I mean, everybody hated Danny until he came on your team. And Suns fans be known, we're one of those teams that Danny was just this pest, or you didn't like it. He was the villain. But, don't you know, we all hate that villain until that villain produces on our team. And I could see that response coming out of San Francisco.
Let me just add one more flower to that bouquet. If you're a diehard Steph fan and you think Steph is the mountaintop of the generation of players he played with, one of the things that Steph could actually turn around and say was, I've always was compared to LeBron James and Kevin Durant, and because I am not nearly as big and tall as them, I can never be them. But both of them came to eat off my plate. I never ate off theirs. And if Steph gets to say that and is a career warrior while LeBron is bouncing around, while Kevin Durant is literally playing for every team in the NBA that will have him, I think that it's just another moment in, the quiet dignity that has been Steph's entire career, where he doesn't make noise. He is just the refrigerator that everybody puts their magnet on. He doesn't attach himself to anybody else. They attach their career to his. He is the greatest leader in this league.
All right, perfect. I got 30 seconds left. What's the story with Brandon Ayuk? Is he totally toast there, or I'm surprised they haven't rid themselves of him yet.
And what
the 49ers?
And what psychiatrist does he need to go to there in San Francisco?
I'm telling you right now, we are watching a masterclass in self-destruction and poisoning your own well. And it's really something else because Brandon Ayuk was a lunch pail guy that everybody liked. And then the minute he got paid, everything went wrong. And that's usually not the catalyst moment in everything went wrong. He's got emotions. What can I tell you? He's got feelings. He feels slighted. He is wildly unprofessional. He looks at John Lynch showing up on his doorstep as some sort of threatening thing. I'm going to tell you, John Lynch is one of the class acts in all of sports. And if he's showing up on your doorstep, you answer the door and you say, John, what do you need? Brandon Ayuk cut off his circle of trust, the advice that he got from friends. He fired his agent. This is a man who is spiraling into his own mind, and it's leading him in the wrong places. And I think he's done just enough to make the Commanders say, what are we doing? Guess who one of John Lynch's best friends is, by the way? Adam Peters, who would make the decision to bring Brandon Ayuk to the Washington Commanders. And how do you think they're talking about Brandon Ayuk right now? I don't know if we see him play football again. I don't know if the juice will ever be worth that squeeze for anybody based on what we've seen.
Always great, pal, when you take time. I'm glad you put that tux on for Manuch. He really appreciated it.
That, Damon.
Yeah.
You are the man.
I'm happy to do it. You know, well, I wasn't going to do it for Roc. That's for sure.
Hey, give us the love. Give us the Damon Bruce Plus on YouTube Monday through Fridays at 11 Pack. What do you got coming up for mañana?
So tomorrow we're actually going to start at 10:30 in the morning because my buddy JT the Brick is going to come on by. You realize we're 7 weeks away from football. We're going to talk a little Niners. We're going to talk a little Raiders. And I'm really looking forward to that. I'll tell you what's going nuts. I was like late to TikTok. I didn't think I wanted any part of it. I am on it now. And believe it or not, I'm actually blowing up there. Follow Damon Bruce Plus on YouTube, on TikTok, anywhere you get your podcasts under the same name. Thank you for letting me doing a little sales work here, gentlemen. I appreciate it. And everyone. And look, I mean, how many games in a row can the Giants lose to the Arizona Diamondbacks?
Oh, by the way,
we were just going to let that slide.
That's a whole nother show, Damon.
Thank you, Damon.
Thanks, buddy.
Take care, Jimmy. Take care, Manuch.
There you go. Damon Bruce, everybody. Once again, you can find him on X at Damon Bruce Plus, at Damon Bruce Plus. He's a great follow, and his YouTube show is
awesome.
It's really fun. It is, yeah. Hey, when it comes to game day pizza here in the state, Venezia's Pizzeria makes it easy. 7 locations across the valley. You can order right now online. Venezias.com. Again, that's Venezias.com. Just do it. You're going to love it. It is sensational pizza. All right, when we come back, a little on this day, some football at 50 as well. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Happy hour is happening at Twin Peaks, Monday through Friday, 2 till 6 p.m. With reverse happy hour Sunday through Thursday, 10 till close. Plus, grab 22-ounce Michelob Ultra drafts every Thursday and Saturday, 22-ounce Bud Light drafts every Sunday, and new on Thursdays, $5 Busch Light 16-ounce aluminums. 5 Valley Twin Peak locations, cold beer, scratch-made food, and wall-to-wall sports. Twin Peaks, tell them Roc and Manuch sent ya. Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Hey, Arizona State football fans, London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com or contact the Sun Devil ticket office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Are you a dementia caregiver? Perhaps you care for your spouse, family member, or friend. Whoever it is, being a dementia caregiver can build relationships and test them. I'm Bill, and I want to thank you for the care you have provided. I've faced similar situations, so I'm speaking on behalf of the Dementia Society of America, a nonprofit organization. Request our free guide filled with tips on care, planning, and much more. Go to 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call 1-800-DEMENTIA. Thank you.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Right Toyota on this day report. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Let's don't waste any time. Manuch has lined up some interesting on this day. Let's get to it right now.
This day, 1978, Willie McCovey hits his 500th career home run.
Stretch.
Do you know how hard that was to hit balls out of Candlestick in San Francisco?
It was awfully hard.
I played football there once, one of the longest years of my life. And we beat the 49ers in a kind of a quagmire, if you will. But that wind gets to blowing. So when Willie was there, and yet Orlando Cepeda was there, and Willie McCovey, just those guys, they literally had to crush it to get it out of that Candlestick ballpark. The longest professional football game took place in 1984 in the USFL. The Express beat the Michigan Panthers 27-21 after 93 minutes and 33 seconds. The quarterback for the LA Express, Jimmy B, that year in 84.
Would that be Steve Young?
That would have been Steve Young. Quarterback for the Michigan Panthers, Bobby Hebert.
Yes.
Was the quarterback for the Michigan
formerly
Panthers.
New Orleans Saints.
Jimmy will appreciate this because this is one of his homegirls. 1994, the U.S. Figure Skating Association stripped. Kind of a quasi word there.
Yeah, perfect.
For Tanya Harding of the 1994 National Championship and banned her from the organization for life for an attack on rival Nancy Kerrigan. What's up those Northwest people up there?
I dated her for a little while.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yeah.
No wonder you haven't been right for a while.
Ruined me. Little football at 50. It's presented by Biggs American Bar and Grill. Yep, our home for Monday Night Football. Preseason action, the regular season, the madness. It's a great place to go to also host your fantasy football draft. It's all going to take place at Biggs. Ice cold drinks, loaded burgers, wall-to-wall TVs, the 101 and 83rd Avenue at Bell Road in Peoria. Hit us up at Biggs.com. That is BiggsPeoria.com. It's where Peorians, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay,
Peorians.
I just made it up. It's where Peorians go for football.
Or Peoryites.
Okay.
I like Peorians.
Peorians? Okay.
Well, don't you know, guys, it's that time of year, the NFL.com, a lot of articles coming out. I thought this was interesting. In the 2026 NFL season, basically what they did is they ranked the top 8 candidates to go from worst to first in the division races, right? So I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to start at number 6. I'll kind of work my way down, work my way to the very top. We're not going to go out through all 8. But number 6, they got the Las Vegas Raiders. Got them in number 6. Talking about Fernando Mendoza, Kirk Cousins. They say Genti should probably get off the schneid, a little more blocking. And with the star center, Tyler Linderbaum, the offensive line will improve. So they're looking at the Raiders at number 6, okay? So I'm going to move up number 5. This one caught me by surprise. The New York Jets. What? Geno Smith is a clear upgraded quarterback. Well, he is. But they're talking about Garrett Wilson finally coming around, Breece Hall under his new contract. You got an offensive line but they look at the defense a little bit. You know, Mika Fitzpatrick and David Anamata talking about bringing a little more life to this defense.
Okay.
Second year for Aaron Glenn being the head coach. So they're seeing a move there.
They can't be any worse.
They really can't. Making a move there in the AFC East. Number 4.
Okay.
Tennessee Titans moving up. You got the defensive lineman John Franken-Myers, Jeremiah Johnson, and also the development of Cam Ward, and then Robert Saleh, talking about him bringing life to that organization, order, a semblance, a defense to the organization, and also talking about Robinson and first-round Carnell Tate, how they can help improve that offense. That's it for number 4. Number 3, you keep that music going there, big fella. How about the Giants?
Okay.
Brian Burns, Dahl Carter, all the guys that are going on. And then, Cam Scatterboom
got to be
making the comeback. But don't forget, second year for Jackson Dart. Number 2, they're going with the Detroit Lions. Bounce back year for the Lions. And number 1, the team from worst to first, the New Orleans Saints. That's right. Tyler Shuck leading the charge. And you look at as far as the guys that are coming back, Chase Young, Cameron Jordan, and on top of everything, the quarterback coach combination that should take the New Orleans Saints from worst to first, at least the prediction from NFL.com and Kevin Petra of NFL.com.
I'm not putting any money on the Saints. I can tell you that right now.
Well, in the division,
not happening.
The
Not
division,
happening.
you never know.
I know. Hey, when we come back, we're going to get into more NBA free agency and the hoop game, along with the baseball game tonight downtown at the Yard. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots. He scores.
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
Swung on that is hit hard out to deep left field. Barracoto back to the track. It's gone. Home run for Nolan Arenado. It's his ninth. It's his first since the first day of June as the D-backs now own a 5-1 lead.
That was a long time ago, 1st of June. Thank you to Arizona Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We are hanging out here until 4 o'clock this afternoon. The boys do play at the Yard tonight at Chase Field. An interesting name is on the mound tonight. And we talked about Brandon Pfaadt and how he struggled at the beginning of this year. They sent him to the bullpen for long relief. Wasn't probably getting enough reps. They sent him down to AAA Reno. And guess what? Manuch, he's on the mound tonight.
Yeah, he's on the mound tonight, and I think rightfully so, because we've all been wondering since Soroka and Ryan Nelson have gone down when he's going to come back up. And I guess they're trying to stretch him out, get him more reps, more endurance and stamina down in Reno. So now it's almost as if they're forced to bring him up. And you look at kind of the schedule moving forward, with Pfaadt tonight taking on Roop. So you look at Brandon Pfaadt's numbers.
Okay.
He went down to the bullpen at the beginning of the year. 0 saves, ERA 5.92, had the 31 strikeouts, and a 1.50 whip. And we all felt at the time, okay, the kid's struggling. You've got Erod, you got Soroka, you got Gallen, you got Kelly, and pretty much that's going to be the starting four. Maybe he's a fifth rotator, right? Send him down. Didn't work out. Came up a couple times. He's out of sync. He's a fish out of water going down to the bullpen.
Exactly.
The guy's a starter. So you look at him coming back, and I think the Diamondbacks are pretty much forced to bring him back because, you got Cabrera that I thought did a good job the other night, got lit up a little bit. But these guys are young guys. They're not major league pitchers yet. Bratt, Cabrera, and it's unfortunate because right now, Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen are doing a whole lot of nothing for this team. Erod's pretty much the guy that's getting it done. So Kelly, Gallen, and then you'd have Bratt, and then you'd have Cabrera. Now you got Pfaadt back up now. So hopefully he's got his act together. It's a good start against San Francisco. You mentioned earlier, this team is Scruffle-Up-less.
They are.
The San Francisco Giants.
Yep.
If you're going to bring him back and you're going to see the kind of confidence he can get back your success, why not the San Francisco Giants?
With you.
Because after this series, you got Milwaukee, you got San Diego.
Oh, you have real teams?
You got real teams. You got Major League ball clubs that you're going to have to pitch against. So I think this is the right move, whether he's ready or not. Tap him on the mound, tap him, send him out on the mound, get his confidence back, get him going, because tomorrow Gallen takes the bump, and then against Milwaukee, the very first game on Friday, Cabrera, Kelly, Erod, and then Pfaadt again. So I'm glad to see them putting him back in the rotation.
Okay.
When you look at all these games up to the All-Star game.
Well, and you're going against a team that just stinks. And so if you can get your confidence factor, let's say he works 6 innings and gives up a few hits and only 1 run, he's going to feel pretty good about his performance. And so will the Diamondbacks. If it's a case in point where he can only last 3 and he gives up 5 runs,
then he's not ready.
No.
Then you don't. If he's not ready now, we're over half the games in the season.
Correct.
50% is come and gone. Then I don't know when he gets ready, and I don't think he has the luxury. The Diamondbacks, they don't have the luxury, so they put him back in the rotation because you can see him coming back against the Brewers, and then you got the Padres, and then you got the Dodgers. I mean, Brewers, Padres, Dodgers. You have to get your act together.
Real teams
that you're going to have to face. And on top of that, you got to remember now, Jimmy, even though we bust on the San Francisco Giants,
right?
Those are still major league hitters.
They are.
Yeah, they are. If that ball's over the plate and your ball's not moving and you don't have much break or slurve or knuckle or movement on your fastball, these guys are going to take off on it. I mean, you look at Is it Arez? Is how you say his last name? The second base? Arias, yeah. And then we saw Ramos hit a home run. I mean, they can hit. But if it's over the plate and you're teeing it up and bringing it down Broadway, they'll light them up. So I think, again, getting run support, hopefully, early on, and getting some help from the bottom half of that order. And I've got a running tally.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Of the bottom half of the order.
When Manuch makes notes, just sit back and relax and listen.
I've got 5 different variations how to run that post corner route, depending on coverage. So they came into this game last night, bottom half of the order, 4 for 49. Okay, 4 for 49. Last night, the bottom half, 3 for 12. So if I do the K-State math, 7 for 61, the bottom half of the order for the Diamondbacks. So if Marte, Perdomo, Carroll, let's just say Marino, because you got Arenado's been bumped down. He's been moved down. Then you got nothing happening. I mean, those guys have to carry it. And all you have to do is just get on base. Just select better pitches. Just get on. On-base percentage, allow to kind of set the table for the top half of the order. But if your top half is struggling, which they have periodically, then that's the main reason why a lot of teams like San Francisco have a chance to beat you. So I don't know what the hitting coach, bench coaches, all the guys need to do. And then maybe they're just not they're not that good of major leaguers right now. When you look at, Troy had a nice base hit. And then also you look at Pavin Smith, who's hitting 143. I have no idea why he's in the lineup. I would just put Vargas at first base, which he came in eventually. And then just kind of run it from there. Kepler, 0 for 4, coming off the 80-game suspension, was supposed to play against St. Louis, the game that got canceled. Had a few ABs against Tampa. But you're just not getting the production you need to get from a major league ball club at the bottom half of your order, the last 4, even 5.
Right.
I mean, the last 5, to have a productive team that could contend for the wild card spot, which now the Diamondbacks are currently 3 games back of third place, which is a struggle. 12 games back, 3 games back.
Do you have the teams that are in front of them by chance? I know this. I know that Milwaukee, the Cubs, St. Louis, they're all there. One of them is going to win the division, but then they're all battling for the wild card
Well,
spot.
currently the Cubs and the Phillies have just been
They've been on
a roll.
fire. Yeah.
The Cubs have shaken. The Cubs have won 8 out of the last 10.
Okay.
You had the Phillies won 7 out of the last 10. Cardinals are sucking pond water, as you like to say. So currently right now, it's the Cubs, Phillies, Cardinals for the top 3.
Okay.
Then you got the Marlins.
Yep.
Padres.
Yep.
Pirates. Nationals, and the Diamondbacks are now 2.5 back. Then the Reds, Giants, Mets, Rockies they're way out.
Yeah, they are.
But isn't it interesting, Jimmy B, that I not talk about beating the teams in front of you from head to head? Tom Candiotti must have been listening to me on his way into the broadcast the other night.
The Candyman.
We have the Candyman on tomorrow at 1:30.
Okay.
Tom Candiotti will join us. And they brought that same exact subject up. Now, in the American League, okay, it's Tampa, but still winning games, correct?
Yes.
But they talked about those teams in particular in front of you, i.e., those 6 or 7 teams. You got the Padres coming up, the Dodgers are way out in front, and you got the Brew Crew are basically in first place in the National League Central. So all that being said, they talked about you have to beat those teams in front of you in the wild card race because of the head-to-head. So I'm glad those guys are listening to Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B and stealing my thunder that why those games are so vitally important
They are.
when you play those teams in front of you.
Manuch, you have preached that since about the middle of April, how important it is to beat teams that you believe will be in the wild card hunt and try to win those series, because that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to tiebreakers, and right now the D-backs are on the outside looking in.
Yeah, and that team right now that they'll be playing over the next 2 weeks before the All-Star break are the San Diego Padres. As I mentioned, they're at 43-40. They're 1 game out of the third-place spot. They've been scruffle-upless the entire year, but they're still in the hunt. They've split. They won 5 out of the last 10. Marlins have won 8 out of the last 10. They're making a move.
Yep.
So a lot of teams are trying to make that move
before the All-Star
break.
Yep.
to kind of see what they have and what they don't have. And I think moving forward from there, they'll know what they need to adjust for. Are they going to be buying or are they going to be selling when they get to August 3rd when they have the trade deadline? So there's a lot of baseball to be played, but the only other team that's struggling with the bottom half of the order, like the Diamondbacks, are the San Diego Padres. Another team that has struggles with runners in scoring position are the San Diego Padres.
Mm-hmm.
But what do the Padres have that a lot of teams don't have? They've got the pitching, they got the bullpen. So this is going to be a very interesting race that if they can't get the bottom half of the order going, and Kepler's a guy that can't come in and get some pop into this lineup because Arenado doesn't have the pop he used to have.
Yeah, he's hitting about 237, 240.
And the only pop right now is Ketel Marte on a consistent basis that they have. Then there's going to be some very tough decisions for Mike Hazen to have to make leading into after the All-Star break. I think for now, it's status quo till the All-Star break. And with those 3 days off, there's going to have to be a lot of strategy and decisions to be made by Mike Hazen and Troy Lovullo and his staff.
Well, yeah, you're going to make a determination. Are you going to sell or are you going to buy? And right now, the way that it looks, they would be sellers. Now, you can get well in a hurry playing against the Giants. And if, once again, you go on and sweep this series, okay, that's going to change everybody's attitude once again. But you're playing a mediocre team. And once again, when, as my esteemed colleague just referenced, when you play against real baseball teams, Milwaukee, San Diego, LA, that is when you will have to make the determination.
Yeah, you got these just to kind of go through real quick, Jimmy.
Okay.
The last two games against San Fran, then Milwaukee comes in for the 3, and then you have you go right to it. You have a 4-game set with the Padres on the road.
Yep.
And then you go right into it at the Dodgers for 3 games. So I'm looking at this. I don't really see a day off at all from looking at. They might have, let's see. Yeah, there's only
one day off.
Maybe I'm trying to. I'll double check on
Okay.
this, but I think they'll be rolling right through Sunday, July 12th, with kind of a very tough schedule within their division on top of everything.
Quick break, everybody. When we come back, LeBron James is a legit free agent. Well, the Suns already went out and signed a guy named Miles Bridges. You happy about that? We're going to discuss all of that. It is on the way. And we roll until 4 o'clock. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
The biggest soccer tournament on the planet is going on, and there's no better place to catch every match than Twin Peaks. Watch all the action on wall-to-wall TVs with ice-cold 29-degree draft beer, made from scratch food, and game day specials all tournament long. Twin Peaks is going unmatched for every match through July 19th. Cheer on Team USA or your favorite country at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. $5 locations.
Lace Up Tempe, the Frank Cush Youth Foundation's 33rd annual Runnin' for the Brats is back. Saturday, October 10th at Tempe Beach Park. Part of the Tempe Sister Cities 4 Peaks Oktoberfest. Every step supports Lady Hawk softball, girls flag football, the Frank Cush Scholarship at ASU, and kids across our community. Sign up or volunteer at Oktoberfest.run. That's Oktoberfest.run. Give back, run, cheer. October 10th, Tempe Beach Park.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit StayCool-Products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs. Right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
At the Y, strength means something different. It means people of all ages being together. It means you can be swishing the game-winning shot, learning to plie in first position, jabbing, crossing, and hooking a punching bag, canoeing in the lake, summer camp, donating food for your neighbors, watching your son learn about water safety in the pool. 175 years later, there's still no place like this place. Get involved at your Y. Learn more at ymca.org.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
Hot potato basketball and now section direct traffic. Look what I found!
How do you do? Oh, he caught a body on the way to the hoop.
Go for that highlight of Miles Bridges. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are the Charlotte Hornets the only team that will trade with the Phoenix Suns, Manuch?
I don't know.
Are they
There's
the
something
only
there, right?
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
is.
Mark Williams,
Nurkic was involved.
Nurkic.
Yeah.
I think what also is interesting is here's a downtrodden organization, Charlotte. They make the playoffs.
Yeah, they do.
Williams is gone.
Yeah.
But Bridges is there. Ball was there. They go to the playoffs the first time in I don't know how many years. But all of a sudden, they're breaking the band up. They're sending this guy here, that guy there. But your whole theory is that you're thinking Jaylen Brown is the move?
I think that they are trying to position themselves to be in the Jaylen Brown conversation with the Celtics. Look, Miles Bridges is a tremendous athlete. And this is my opinion on this. Tremendous athlete. Yes, I know he had off-field issues, but that is now in the past a couple of seasons back. He has paid his penance and has not been an issue at all the past couple of seasons. However, on the court, if you were hoping to get a guy who could really score, he averaged 17 a game, but he is not a great outside shooter. He is a guy that has to be able to slash and dash to the basket, and that's all well and good. But the Suns right now lost some of their three-point shooting in Royce O'Neal and Grayson Allen. So they're going to have to find somebody else to kind of fill in that void. So for Bridges, do I think it was a good deal? No. Do I think it was a bad deal? No. I'm going to be interested, Manuch, to see what takes place this coming season and how they're going to use Bridges. But I don't think it was a situation where, oh, we got Miles Bridges, we're going to win 50 games. That's not going to happen.
When that hit, I know you sent that text out Sunday. I said, damn, they got the wrong Bridges.
Yeah.
Damn, where's Michael? I want him back.
Yeah.
When you look at the three-point shoot, the bona fide three-point shooters for the Suns, Gillespie, Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal. Now, Brea doesn't play it as much. We'll say he's one of the.
He's a G League back and forth guy.
But he's a three-point. He's a guy that's consistent.
Can shoot. Yeah.
But for just those three, Jimmy B, you could say if you lost O'Neal and Grayson Allen, you probably lost 75% of your three-point shooting.
That's fair.
The other 25% come from Colin Gillespie. Devin Booker doesn't have a three-point shot anymore. And Jalen Green doesn't have a three-point shot consistently.
No.
Dylan Brooks doesn't have a three-point shot. He can hit threes, but I'm talking about guys that can dial it up at any time, any place, and deliver.
Yep.
Can wake up 3 o'clock Christmas morning and make a three-point shot, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they've lost a lot. And we talked about this yesterday. The heartburn I had was for Grayson Allen. Royce O'Neal, his inconsistencies, but you could rely on him if he had a chance to hit a three-point shot. You had a pretty good chance.
You had a shot at it.
He would hit it. So, as I matriculated through my mind of thoughts.
Here we go.
Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, why Miles Bridges? And you brought something up. He's available. He's averaging over 70 games per year.
That is correct.
Aside from the suspension year in 2022, 2023.
Right.
He's available. He plays. He's consistent.
He plays hard.
And I thought of, well, Grayson Allen, what a great player he is. Defense, can shoot. He's a heart and soul. He brings it. But he just couldn't stay healthy long enough.
I'm with you. That's why they packed him up and sent him.
And I always look at who's available in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And Grayson Allen, 2 years ago, they didn't go. But this year, he tried to go once or twice.
He did.
Couldn't go. Royce O'Neal wasn't productive in the play-in series, right?
Mm-hmm.
OKC swept them. But I look at the guys that are available that can make the playoffs and take this team to another level. So I went, well, it kind of sort of makes sense. You go after a guy that's a pretty solid player. He's available. You lose the three-point shooting. But I think what you gain are points for a guy that'll be on the court on a consistent basis. He's got a pretty decent mid-range shot as well, too. He's good around the elbow, that 10 to 15-footer. He's pretty consistent. So that's the only thing I can really kind of think of as a trade-off. But, Jimmy B, you've missed the biggest thing here. You've missed it.
Uh-oh.
He's a Michigan State grad.
I knew you
How
were
could you not see that?
I was going to let it slide by.
I mean, Matt Ishbia, Ryan Gregory, they are Michigan State alum, thick and thin, Spartan green, man. Where's your head at over there?
Let me drop this on you, okay? So in the Western Conference, you're not going to be able to compete with the top teams at this moment. We know that. So are you saying I'm better than Sacramento? I'm better than New Orleans. I'm better than Memphis. I'm better than the LA Clippers. I think Utah is going to be a problem this coming year because they have everybody back and healthy. So that is going to change the outlook for the Jazz. Everybody else, those are the teams, Manuch, you have to be better than. So did they, by doing the Bridges deal, are you convinced that they are better than those five teams that I just named? They're not better than Portland.
Yeah.
They're not better than Portland.
And what I looked at is I looked at the play-in team. I'm going to work the play-in where they finished 8th last year, right?
Yep.
So in front of them is Portland, you mentioned.
Yeah, and Portland beat them in the first play-in game.
The Timberwolves, the Rockets, the Lakers, the Nuggets, Spurs, and Oklahoma City.
Right.
So below them would be the Clippers and Golden State. So 10 up. So if you look at that, I would hope that this move, unless there's any other moves today, which free agency is going on right now, folks, I think 3 o'clock our time will be the official.
It becomes official.
Yeah. That I would hope that they're able to have a guy on the floor in Miles Bridges on a consistent basis, and that this team in year 2, playing with each other in year 2, because they're bringing the band back together to have the Jordanot coaching, the Jordanot staff. I would hope they could move at least into the 6th spot if they could, depending on injuries, depending on consistency, and depending on they're not fading like they did the last month and a half when they could not close and they had no defense really the last month. So I would certainly hope so, but I would know play-in should be a given. You get into the playoff spot in the top 6. I would certainly hope, Jimmy B, that that's their motivation to move them forward into the playoff spot. And to your point, there's probably still a lot of work to go, because if it comes down to a shooting contest and getting back into the game, I don't know who the guy that takes over the 3-point shooting spot on a consistent basis.
That's the key. Consistent basis.
Sure. I mean,
Book can hit a 3. Jalen Green can throw it in from the ocean once in a while, and so can Dylan Brooks.
What happened?
Consistency.
Where's Devin's? What happened to his 3-point shooting?
I have no idea where it went, but it took a hike.
You think that when KD was here, he got the majority of a lot of those 3-point shots, and he lost his rhythm?
Yeah, I don't know.
But right now, I just think right now, I don't know what other moves the Suns have to make, but in our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day.
I got it right in front of me.
You read that, Jimmy, because I think it's apropos to what we're talking about.
It is, and the question is, what should the Suns do with free agency? And you have 4 options. 1, sign a bona fide 3-point shooter. Hello. Sign a bona fide point guard. 3, sign a hybrid type player. Well, they just did that in Miles Bridges. And 4, pass on free agency. In other words, don't do anything. By the way, there's this guy out there who's a free agent who would be the best player on your team if you signed him, named LeBron James.
And he's not a bad three-point shooter.
No.
And that's the other equation. We know that the Suns probably aren't going to go after LeBron James.
No,
I'll just say.
they're not.
But yeah, he's available. But when you look at that question, by the way, you go to @Roc and Manuch on X and @Roc and Manuch on Instagram and answer that. I don't know what bona fide three-point shooter is out there and available. They've been talking about Brea getting more minutes. We'll catch up with Dan Feldman, one of the top NBA writers, here in the next 5 minutes or so, and get his thoughts. He's got dunked on basketball with the on Sirius Radio. Get his thoughts. Who's out there that's available, and then who can you pay? I think they've got enough hybrid type players. A bona fide point guard. They truly, Jimmy B, don't have a bona fide true in the sense of point guard on this team. I don't think Jalen Green's a bona fide point guard.
No.
He's kind of a hybrid 1-2 combo.
But they're hoping that that's Gillespie. But if he's the guy, then you have to have somebody who can have minutes coming off the bench. They don't have that guy.
Well, here's the thing. Gillespie's not going to start.
No.
You're going to have your
but he is going to get a lot of minutes
he will.
at that point guard position.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But I'm talking about bona fide starter. I'm talking about if that's out there. Now,
I don't know if it's out there.
I don't either. But that's why I put it out there. Or just, hey, look, pass, we're good. We're going to build on this, and we move forward. And I think they just kind of keep their eyes out to what's out there because there's still a lot of free agents available that are out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A lot of guys have re-signed.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys have moved on. But did you mention, let me see if Matt Ishbia is texting me back.
Oh, yeah, check that. Yeah, because at the very beginning of the show, Manuch, who has Matt Ishbia on speed dial, indicated that they should go sign LeBron James.
This LeBron James guy is not going back to L.A.
Right.
So,
Did you see
free
anything?
agent.
No, nothing.
Can you back the break? Hey, pay the luxury tax for crying out loud.
They did that, and it didn't work.
Yeah, I know they did. Hey, he's a billionaire. He can handle it.
Oh, man. Hey, the World Cup is in full swing. It's been awesome to watch. And if you're looking for a place to watch it, you have to go to Twin Peaks. Unmatched, Twin Peaks has the greatest cold beers and super fine food, and the games are on every screen. You've got it. It is Twin Peaks with ice cold Michelob Ultra and your favorite Twin Peaks bites. There is a location near you. For more information, just go TwinPeaksRestaurant.com. Again, that's TwinPeaksRestaurant.com. The aforementioned NBA writer and podcaster Dan Feldman is coming up next. We'll dive into Miles Bridges, good trade, not good trade, LeBron James, where's the destination, and other free agents who are available. Right now, let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs took the first of 3 against the Giants last night, getting yet another strong start from Eduardo Rodriguez as his outstanding season continues. Home runs from Ketel Marte and Nolan Arenado propelled the D-backs to a 5-4 victory as the Snakes now look to lock up the series tonight from Chase Field. Brandon Pfaadt will take the mound for Arizona as first pitch is set for 6:40, with pregame coverage getting underway at 6 on our sister station, 98.7 FM, also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. This ESPN 620 Sports Center update is powered by Twin Peaks. Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon, top shelf spirits over ice balls, and those famous 29-degree Michelob Ultra and Bud Light drafts. Pair it all with scratch-made bites that actually satisfy.
Damon, Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Biggs is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Biggs American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch. When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
Hey, Arizona State football fans, London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit unionjackclassic.com or contact the Sun Devil ticket office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
Booker gets it on the logo center court, dribbles to his left, shoots a deep three, and that one's good for Devin Booker from way downtown. He's got 20 on the afternoon to lead all scorers.
Thank you to Arizona Sports for the Booker highlight. It is an NBA segment, and it's always great when we catch up with Dan Feldman. Dunked on Basketball. It's an NBA podcast on Sirius XM Radio, and you can find him on X as well. Dan Feldman, NBA. Dan Feldman, NBA. Sorry about that, Dan. I have no idea what I was thinking, but at any rate, welcome to the show, pal, as always. So the first question is, you got any insight where LeBron James is going to go?
It seems like there's more smoke about Golden State than anywhere else.
Yes.
Draymond Green opting out, having the same agent as LeBron, looks like a tell. Now, I'm not sure LeBron has completely made up his mind. He might have. I'm not ruling that out either. But just the fact that Draymond Green opted out certainly seems like an indicator.
Well, it seems like, as you mentioned, Dan, just to kind of free up that cash. But I got to tell you what, this broke this morning, and it's as if the avalanche fell as to where and how and what have you. What do you feel pretty much happened in L.A.? Was the other guys, was Austin Reeves and Luka getting theirs and he wasn't going to get his, or do you feel it was just time for him to move on?
I think it made a lot of sense for him to return to the Lakers. I doubt they will get a player as good right now as LeBron James. No, they'll get somebody younger. They'll get somebody who can grow with Luka. They'll get somebody who's a better positional fit. It'll probably be a center, but there's lots of ways it could be a better fit. LeBron and Luka are duplicative, But we saw in the playoffs this last year, hey, no Luka, no Austin Reeves. LeBron was still capable of leading a team to a series victory. I doubt they're going to get a player on that level. And so they're going to take a step back in search of a step forward. That could make sense. That could pay off. For LeBron, yeah, I think his attachment to go somewhere where he's the second, maybe third option that wasn't ideal. But where's he going to go where that's not the case anyway? Where I doubt he's going to go somewhere where he's like the guy at the new stage in his career. Now maybe he can be number 2 instead of number 3 or closer to it. And also just feel like, hey, the Lakers, in a way, disrespected him a little bit. Of course they have to do the Luka trade. But sure, LeBron is feeling a little bit of a side effect of that. So whatever team he joins, at least they weren't the ones who directly did that to him.
Do you think there's any chance the old, the farewell tours we probably suspect he's going to have, he goes back to Cleveland for the sentimental tour with the Cavaliers, or Jimmy alluded to the Miami Heat, or does it make sense? You have a chance to win it all with the Golden State Warriors. I got to imagine that's all being weighed out there, but he wants to still win, does he not, Dan?
Yeah, I think he wants all those things. Now, I'm not assuming this is a farewell tour. He was still playing like a star this year. Sure, he's on the decline, but he could play another few years if he wants to. I don't know what he wants. This could be the farewell tour. But I'd recommend to him, and this is what I always say when the player's getting older, you can keep trying to play, but once you step away, once you stop training, once you get even older, there's almost no coming back. It's, if you're not sure, keep trying to play. And maybe you waste a little bit of time. But if you retire too early, you're going to regret it. So I don't know what he's thinking on that. The Cavs might be closer to a title than the Warriors, in part because they play in the East and the path is a little bit easier. We have Donovan Mitchell, presumably James Harden would be coming back, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Theoretically, right, they might have to shed Jared Allen to make it work, depends how much money LeBron wants. So you get a very good team, plus the sentimental connection to Cleveland. Sure. I think that would have some appeal. Miami, after the Giannis trade, the way they're hard capped, they have such little spending power. I don't think this is just about the money. I think it's a little bit about the money, and so it's hard for me to see Miami, but I can't rule that out either.
Yeah, wouldn't you say that he'd have a better shot if he went to Miami to be in title contention?
Well, if they have the money.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if he went there.
Yeah, maybe. This Heat roster is very incomplete. No, adding LeBron would go a long way. But the way it works now a lot of times is you trade for the big star, you deplete all your assets, you need a year or two to build it back up. LeBron might not have a year or two at his age, and so, the Heat would be very good with him. He's not exactly the fit of the player they need. If you have a front line of Bam Adebayo, Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James, that's excellent. Not a lot of shooting. That's a really imbalanced team. So I don't love the fit there, but maybe at a talent level, on a basketball intelligence level, they have enough of a leg up. But that lack of shooting is really tough to overcome.
Okay, so the Phoenix Suns make a deal, and it seems we were joking about it earlier on the show, that the Charlotte Hornets seem to be the only team that trades with the Suns. And they acquire Miles Bridges, younger player, had off-court issues, got that corrected, has not been a problem for the past 2 seasons. He plays at least 70 games a year. He's a sensational athlete, and he doesn't mind playing defense. But are the Suns acquiring Bridges? Is that going to be enough to elevate the Suns to at least be a top 6 team in the Western Conference, or would they still find themselves in the play-in?
You're asking the right question because of the cost given up. I do think the trade makes the Suns a little better. It better balances the roster. A guard-heavy team, trading perimeter players for a power forward makes sense. Bridges is at the age where maybe he could even get a little bit better, get smarter about his game, become a somewhat more productive player. Although the question where he is in relation to his athletic peak. But when you're giving up a 2033 unprotected first-round pick, I would have needed a better player. I just don't think Bridges is good enough to justify that cost, especially for where the Suns are. Yeah, they're slightly better. No, I don't see them as a top 6 team in the West next year. and maybe they can get there. Having better odds of proving me wrong, that's worth something, but I don't think it's worth nearly that draft pick.
Dan, one of the other things we talked about too, and you give up Grayson Allen, he's one of the true, bona fide 3-point shooters that was on this team. He and Colin Gillespie, that was pretty much it. Now it's just Colin Gillespie. He'll probably be coming off the bench, but don't you think they need one more bona fide 3-point shooter on this team? Because that's what the NBA is all about. There's shooters galore, but the Suns really don't have, besides Colin Gillespie, another guy that could fill it up like Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal could do.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have the league. Yes, that's still important, but it's also increasingly about athleticism and physicality. Maybe Grayson Allen had the physicality a little bit more than the athleticism, being able to keep up defensively. He's a nice player. I think they'll miss him. I think they'll probably miss Royce O'Neal more because he was there defensively and he could fill an offensive role too. And so, yeah, you add that onto the cost, but also because of the players the Suns have, you're going to hopefully get a full season of Jalen Green healthy. He's going to need minutes. Even if the fit's not the cleanest, he's going to play. So just squeezing those guys in the perimeter would have been a little bit to juggle. But yes, absolutely, the Suns could use another shooter now.
Okay, take me to the Portland Trailblazers. They proved last year that they are getting there. They beat the Suns in the first play-in game and got into the playoffs. Now they make the deal for John Morant. Now you've got Morant, Damian Lillard, and others in that backcourt. Are they going to all of a sudden become a problem in the West or not?
Well, I guess it depends on what level you have to reach to be a problem. I have to imagine there's another move coming. The two guys you mentioned, plus Drew Holiday, plus Scoot Henderson, that is an overstocked backcourt. They could use some help at forward. They've been commonly mentioned as a Jaylen Brown team. I'm not sure that's where it ends up, but it seems like there's going to be another move. But I think they do have this level of, hey, we're in on the present. We're trying to upgrade the team right now. They do have some pathways to do that. I think there are teams that would like to have Drew Holiday. Maybe not quite at his price. Maybe you're going to have to take back another highly paid player, an overpaid player, to get somebody good, or maybe you have to give up a younger player in Scoot Henderson. There's going to be something to juggle. The Blazers have picks they can include too. So I'm curious where they end up at the next move. But to me, they're a team that's on a roughly similar level to the Suns, maybe slightly higher with where they are right now, but a roughly similar level.
So, Dan, when you look at this New York Knicks team, when we're talking about trades, right? You look at Brunson, Hart, Bridges, Anunoby, and the Catman, all traded to the Knicks. Will we see more of that? It's pretty much monkey see, monkey do sometimes. More about, you talk about picks and first rounders. Yes, we'll see they develop. But it seems as though, and, you look at how many years before James Dolan finally won one, 50-some years. Do we see a trend that might be which a lot of NBA teams work to if they got the money in the cap space?
Yes, I think yes, you're 100% right that it is a copycat league. Whatever the champion did, every team saying, how could we do that? But let's look at the original move. It was signing Jalen Brunson to a deal. I think it ended up being about $104 million. And everybody thought, hey, Jalen Brunson's a nice player. I don't think he's worth that. It's probably a bit of an overpay. What are the Knicks doing? And he turned into, at the right moment, a superstar. And basically all the time, a bona fide, all-NBA type player. It's hard to duplicate that. It's hard to get that guy. And then you get him, and he takes a discount. And it makes it possible to make these trades and sign these extensions and add all these players around him. So I don't know how many teams are going to be able to duplicate that. And if you want to talk about the Suns, look how much money Devin Booker is making. He's not as good as Jalen Brunson, and how much harder it is to build around him as a result.
No, that's more than fair. That is a
$75 million this year, Daniel.
Yeah, that's a big nut. Unbelievable. So in your estimation, now that free agency is in full swing, is there winners and losers? And if so, do you have your eye on a team that you believe will be a winner in free agency and a team that will be the loser?
Oh, boy. Full swing. We got 15 minutes before the
I know.
I think it's funny now how it already takes
You got
off,
1 minute, Dan.
I'm putting the heat on you.
Knockout round.
This could look very wrong. Early loser, I'm going to look at the Pistons. They've been mentioned for all kinds of big moves. Kawhi Leonard, he's in Toronto. Norman Powell seems like maybe Chicago, but maybe somewhere other than Detroit. You can just go down the list of players who could have helped the Pistons, who seem like they're not coming to the Pistons. That was a team that needed an upgrade and made some half-clearing moves to go for that upgrade. I don't see what that is. I could end up with a lot of egg on my face. They strike me as a potential early loser. Winners, I mean, the Lakers getting Austin Reeves back, I think, is huge for them. And they're going to have $52 million in cap space. They're going to do something with that, and I think it's probably going to be good. We'll have to see. This another one where they could do the wrong signing, but I'll make some early predictions on the Pistons as a loser and Lakers as a winner. Talk to me in a week, and I might reverse those.
It's great having you on. We will call you, and we'll hold your feet to the fire on those, okay?
I look forward to it.
Thank you, Dan. It's great to have you on the show as always. You have a good day. That's Dan Feldman, everybody. Dunked on Basketball, NBA podcast, Sirius XM Radio as well. And you can find him on X at Dan Feldman NBA. That's at Dan Feldman NBA. And he's presented today by All City Towing. It's Arizona's largest towing company. Now, whether you're stranded or if you need professional transport, All City Towing has the experience to get the job done. Here's the best part. They are open 24/7. You need help at 4 a.m., you're stuck on the side of the road, All City Towing. They will come and help you. By the way, if you're looking for a new gig, they're hiring drivers and dispatchers right now. If you want to check it out, just go online, allcitytowing.com. Again, that's allcitytowing.com. All right, when we come back, World Cup, the knockout rounds. Mexico plays tonight. The USA plays tomorrow night. We have already seen a couple of upsets. We're going to get into all of the World Cup madness as we continue. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lure and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizona's for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Head to Westworld in Scottsdale as we celebrate America's 250th birthday. The largest fireworks display in Scottsdale history and an unforgettable day of family fun, patriotism, and community pride. Enjoy the action-packed 406 rodeo with bull riding, bronc riding, wild pony races, button busting for the kids, and more. Explore the history of Scottsdale walking tour. Cheer on competitors at the 4th annual Cold Beers and Cheeseburgers Summer Slider Eating Contest Championship and the 3rd annual Water Balloon Championship. See the all-new South Hall Kids Zone, featuring kid-friendly vendors, face painters, activities, and bounce houses. And enjoy everyone's favorite backyard barbecue by M Culinary. Plus, celebrate local heroes during the 7th annual Parade of Heroes. This year, you can reserve front row fireworks seating and secure your spot before Scottsdale's largest fireworks display in history lights up the Arizona sky. Celebrate 250 years of America. Get your tickets today at scottsdaleboard.com. Produced by R Entertainment.
Right in the heart of Arizona Athletic Grounds, one of the largest youth sports complexes in North America, Bristol's is the ultimate hangout for families and sports fans in Mesa. Come experience amazing double-decker cheeseburgers, award-winning wings, smoked barbecue, and fresh, craveable salads. With seating for 500, a full bar, 20 beers on tap, and over 100 TVs, happy hour Thursdays, Friday and Sunday from 4 till 6, plus trivia night every Thursday night. Bristol's, where Mesa comes to eat, watch, and win. This 4th of July, celebrate family fun and the freedom to save at your Valley Chevy dealers. July 4th event going on now. Choose from popular models like Silverado, strong, dependable, and impressive towing capability, and 4 powerful engine choices. Or the road trip ready Equinox and Traverse, blending style, versatility, and roomy interior loaded with first-class comfort. No matter how you celebrate the 4th, it's always better in a Chevy. Don't miss out. Visit a Valley Chevy dealer near you during the July 4th event.
The U.S. is on the world stage, and there's a lot to get to. This is your World Cup soccer update, powered by Twin Peaks. 5 locations across the valley showing you every match, and Michelob Ultra pouring all summer long. Let's get you caught up.
It's down to Jose Canale. A few have been in this position for Paraguay, but he scores! Paraguay have done it! Paraguay have won it! And they booted Germany out of the World Cup!
That right there was Paraguay upsetting Germany to kick off these knockout rounds. That was our first big upset of the day. We'll start at the top, reverse a little bit here. So we're officially into the knockout stages, like I said, which means it is win or go home for all of these teams. And it has been some crazy action so far. To kick us off yesterday, Japan gave Brazil basically all that they could handle. They were down for most of the game. They scored a goal to tie it in the 56th minute, but then we stood pat at 1-1 for the whole rest of the match. And I'm saying the last kick of the game, the last play in the 96th minute, Martinelli scored a screamer to squeak Brazil by Japan. So they moved on. That was a great game. And then we got 2 games that were somehow even closer than that to follow. We had Germany and Paraguay. Paraguay scored 1 goal early, and that was their tactic, to try to put one home early, then park the bus, play defense, and try to walk out with an upset. But Germany wasn't going to go down easily. Kai Havertz tied it in the 55th minute. We ended up going all the way to PKs there, and we just heard a few seconds ago what happened there. Germany is headed home early in this World Cup, the round of 32. But fun fact, here's the crazy part. They have played 4 World Cup games that have gone to penalties. All 4 of those games, they've missed 1 penalty kick. All 4 combined. They missed 3 yesterday.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, especially that last kick. I mean, he didn't miss it. He missed it bad. I mean, he missed it. I mean, he kicked it over the goalpost, and it was like 10, 12 feet over the goalpost. I know you can miss hit, but I would have thought he would have kicked, put that ball in the net, right or left. But, I mean, he missed it so bad. And all the folks at Wright Toyota, we're sitting there watching after the show, watching his penalty kicks. I mean, he missed it so bad. The thought came in, which is kind of sad about FIFA. The thought process came in, really? You miss it that bad? You know, is this guy on the take, allegedly? But isn't it sad that we have to think about that kind of stuff because of all the issues with the FIFA, the gambling, and the fixing for years and years and years? Now, I doubt that kid was there, but, I mean, he didn't miss it bad. I mean, that's like me throwing it down and out. It's like me throwing it in the 10th row to the left.
The problem is he is a center back, so he plays defense. So I don't think he sits there kicking too many penalties or thinks that if it goes to pens that he is going to be the one to take a penalty kick. But at the same time, you're a professional soccer player playing for your nation. You got to be able to kick it better than that. It was closer to the streets than it was to the goal.
You're not kidding. And would that end about 20 rows up in the south end zone?
Maybe even farther. I'm not kidding. It might have been 30.
Unbelievable.
Wasn't even close. Not even close.
And then following that, we had another game that was incredible. We had 0-0 for the first hour plus of Netherlands-Morocco. And that's probably one of the best games you'll see in the knockout stages. 2 teams that are very talented. Netherlands always has a chance to make a deep run. And Morocco, who lost in the semifinals of the 2022 World Cup. So that one, Cody Gakpo, which has been an inspirational story. He's had a tough few days, him and his family. He just lost his unborn son with his wife 48 hours before that. And so he scored a goal. It was an emotional scene, but it was beautiful. That's what sports is all about right there. And you thought that was going to be the one you scored.
Well, let's back up. He lost him in the earthquake. We just made sure the way that he lost him, and the kids lost in that earthquake.
Well, he was unborn though.
Yeah. But they died in the earthquake. The family, the wife, they passed away in that earthquake in Venezuela.
Yeah. And so that's a devastating story, but he gained the courage to play. And that's what sports is all about right there. It unites people, it unites the nation. And that was a beautiful moment to see his teammates surround him and give him the love there after that goal. And you thought Netherlands, like they do, they parked the bus. They played better defense than arguably any team in the World Cup. You thought that was going to be at 1-0. But again, in the 90th minute extra time, Morocco just with one miraculous pass got on the head of one of their forwards and they tied the game 1-1. And that's when it was like, okay, anything could happen here. And like the Germany-Paraguay game, that went to penalties. And those guys couldn't make a penalty kick either. I mean, they missed more than they made, and Morocco ended up stealing that one from the Netherlands. So they're going home early as well. Two teams in Germany and Netherlands that could have made a deep, deep run, and they are both headed back home with no more soccer to play. So that was very, very unexpected, to say the least. And then quickly, we only got a minute or two here. But today in action, all the stars are out. We had this morning Norway and Ivory Coast. That was a good game. Ivory Coast has some serious pace, some good players. They've had a great tournament so far. But Norway was too much to handle for them. All of those Vikings, they were scolding after the game.
They sure were.
But Erling Haaland in the 86th minute, I don't know why they left him that wide open. I think he's going to score that ball 100 times out of 100. But an 87th minute winner for Erling Haaland in Norway. They move on past Ivory Coast. And then right now, France is playing Sweden. That game is 1-0, and I bet you can guess who scored that first goal for France.
Mbappe.
That's a pretty
kid.
good guess. Yeah, he walked into the goalie. I don't know what the defense was doing there, but he is so talented. He creates so much space for himself. So he scored right before the half there at the 45th minute. That's where we stand in that game, 1-0. And then tonight, we are going to have an absolute screamer in Mexico between Mexico and Ecuador.
Yep.
And they have some bad blood from past World Cups. Those fans are crazy. That's going to be some must-watch television. That's where we stand right now in the knockout stages of the World Cup.
And if you want a great viewing spot to watch that game tonight, make it Twin Peaks. That's right. 5 locations in the Valley. They will have all of the games on, and Michelob Ultra pouring all summer long. All right, there you go. You need to be at Twin Peaks. And don't forget, tomorrow night, it's the USA versus Bosnia. Twin Peaks, 5 locations in the Valley. All right, when we come back, hour number 3, Arizona Republic columnist Bob McManaman will join us at 3:30. We'll update you on what the Cardinals are doing with Jacoby Brissett. Nothing. I just updated you. Coming right back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service.
We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. He's ESPN 620. Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
As the 1-0 pitch. Swung on that is a high fly ball deep towards the right field corner. Certainly looks accurate enough. Is it deep enough? Yes, it is. It's a home run into the visiting bullpen. It's a leadoff shot for Marte, his 16th, and the D-backs take a 1-0 lead.
Thank you to Arizona Sports. A 5-4 win over the hapless San Francisco Giants last night. Same two teams play again this evening. Brandon Pfaadt will be on the mound tonight for the Diamondbacks. Manuch, we got a little bit of breaking news, and it concerns college football and the NFL, and it all goes back to Brandon Sorsby, who was the quarterback at Cincinnati, transferred then to Texas Tech, and then was unceremoniously told, get out. So what is the latest now on Sorsby?
Well, this came out from ESPN. This is pretty much what I had said last week in reference to the Brendan Sorsby story. NFL Players Association and Brendan Sorsby will not pursuing litigation after NFL's decision to not hold a supplemental draft, according to a memo sent to all 32 teams. Now, instead, Sorsby will shift his focus to preparation for the 2027 NFL draft. It comes, quote, we have confirmed with the NFLPA and Brendan Sorsby there will be no further litigation regarding his entry into the NFL, and that instead, Mr. Sorsby will focus on his preparation for entering the league via the 2027 NFL draft, the memo says. For purposes of the league and CBA rules, Mr. Sorsby will considered a draft-eligible player for the 2027 draft, keyword considered.
Yeah.
Mr. Sorsby will not be eligible to sign an NFL contract until the completion of the 2027 NFL draft. Now, last week when all this came down, the NFL was not going to allow him to have the supplemental draft because of his past transgressions, right? The
correct.
gambling.
That is correct. The gambling issue.
The NFL made it very clear that they have the sole authority of the supplemental draft based on the latest CBA. So that the Players Association and the owners agreed that anything came up in reference to the end of the supplemental draft, the NFL was, did I say exclusively, solely?
Yes.
Solely the only one that could make the determination of who's eligible for the supplemental draft or not. Now, I'd mentioned that basically if Brendan Sorsby and his peeps tried to sue the league, he had a snowball's chance in hell because, number one, he's not a member of the bargaining unit. And did I not mention the NFL said they are solely and exclusively the only ones who can make that decision, which was agreed upon in the latest CBA. So it didn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. He had no chance. And I'm glad that they said, look, you've got no chance. This wouldn't even make the courts, Jimmy B, because there's no accreditation, no precedent. But the NFL has the exclusive and sole determination of who enters the supplemental draft or not. Now, here's something else that's very interesting. That he's being considered.
So it's not guaranteed
that
he can enter 2027.
Yes. Again, Mr. Sorsby will be considered a draft eligible player for the 2027 NFL draft. So he won't be eligible to sign a contract until after the draft. Now, doesn't mean he gets drafted. Somebody may not draft him.
Okay.
But once the draft's over,
he could be a free agent.
He could be a free agent, but he's not able or eligible to sign a contract till after the draft's over. So sometimes I kind of read between the lines, or some words are bigger than people expect. Considered, probable, might, could be, as they say in Texas. So this isn't over for Brendan Sorsby yet. They'll have to wait and see. He'll get himself ready. He'll get himself in shape. And at that point in time, he'll enter his name into the NFL draft to see if he's eligible. If he's not eligible, then at that point in time, is he eligible to sign as a free agent? There's still a lot of quasi-eligibility left, or maybe not left, for Brendan Sorsby.
All right, let me drop this on you then. Where would you rank him then? Arch Manning's going to be available.
Maybe.
Dante Moore's going to be available. Where does Sorsby fit in? Levitt at LSU is going to be available. I'm just mentioning a few QBs.
I like Sorsby. I'd like Sorsby at 1 or 2.
Wow.
Yeah, I do. I'm watching him play, throw the ball. Arch Manning does not impress me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He doesn't impress me. He really has to take a bigger stride. Now, he may be the top 3 quarterbacks. I agree. But, I mean, as the number one guy coming out of the draft, he's got to improve to me, show me more than he showed me these first couple of years. Now, I think he started to at the end of last year.
I thought he started to come around.
Yeah, he started to come around. But I think he probably now, by default, will be the number one pick or the number one quarterback taken in the draft. But, yeah, I'd put Sorsby over there on top of Moore.
That's high praise coming from you.
I really do. I like Sorsby. I really do. He's athletic. He throws the ball well.
Yeah.
He's on time. He's athletic. He's got good size. He's got an outstanding arm. But this whole thing hovering over his head is a big question mark. Now, if he is eligible for the draft, whoever is looking to draft him, they are going to vet the hell out of him, Jimmy B.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, whether he goes – now, here's the other thing. Whether he gets invited to the combine is another thing.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Whether they invite him to the combine or not, or whether he has a pro day or not, or whether he's eligible for the draft or not, this thing's not over. That is how antiquated gambling or betting on your team as a player, I don't care if it's college, I don't care if it's junior college, I do not care if it's pro football specifically, but you're betting on your team to win or period is a death nail in the life of a pro football or college player, because at some point, how can we trust you that with the information you have, inside information, you're not going to go rogue and that addiction doesn't rear its ugly head? I really believe that. I mean, the gambling issue, folks, is so strongly driven when you get to the National Football League. If there's when I got drafted, there wasn't this drug testing or all this stuff. It wasn't.
When you got drafted, there was barely dirt on the ground.
Well, there was barely face masks that were happening. But let me tell you this, folks, because precedent had been set.
Yeah.
Because of Paul Hornung, got popped with the Packers for gambling.
Yeah.
Alex Karras got popped for gambling or betting. They didn't even bet on their own team, folks. They were just betting. They were gambling. And let me throw this at you. The league, Pete Rozelle told Joe Willie Namath, he had a part ownership in Bachelor's 3.
Right.
It was a bar, I believe, down in Miami.
No, it was in New York City.
Was in New York? Okay.
Yeah.
Bachelor's 3.
Yep.
Which was being run by the quote-unquote, the syndicate / mafia.
Pretty much.
Or, as Pete Rozelle said, some very questionable characters. And they said that if you don't rescind your ownership or sell your ownership, we were going to suspend you from the National Football League. What did Joe Namath do? He retired.
Yeah.
He retired for, a month till he realized, he said, you know what? I signed a contract for $465,000.
That was huge money back then.
In the mid-'60s, that was big bucks. He finally came to his senses and said, look, if there's questionable ownership, because he just invested, they didn't know the background.
Right.
So the National Football League wields the power of the main reason why was because of the gambling that was going on with these individuals who were noted as crime bosses, as gambling, drugs, et cetera, prostitution, you name it.
They were into everything.
They're into everything. But that gambling issue, when you walk into a NFL locker room, the very first thing I noticed, walked in, took the tour, and as I'm walking back out the locker room, there it is, in 4x8, National Football League in gambling. At no time will you bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. There was like 5 or 6 bullet points. I'm like, I get it. I would never gamble anyway. I wouldn't even know who to go to because there's bookies out there. And don't you think that with the FBI who's involved, the police, there's so many people involved in the National Football League. They are watching you. They're aware if you enter any kind of a sports bar or an establishment that is questionable ownership, they'll let you know.
They will.
They will let you know. So for Brendan Sorsby, this unfortunate, no matter how rehabbed you are or not, that stain or that scar will always be there with him. And if anybody drafts him or brings him on board, he's a hell of a talent. Don't get me wrong. There's always going to be that question mark, but there's going to have to be checks and balances.
Okay.
Like there are with Miles Bridges. There are checks and balances for this man.
That is correct.
For the abuse charges with his wife and the child that he has to go every year, every day. I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen. But the checks and balances the last 3 years for him were in place for the Charlotte Hornets. Then I will guarantee you that there will be checks and balances with Brendan Sorsby, availability to his phone, availability, the FBI will be on it. So he's bringing all of that attention to him that if he can remain a good citizen for his entire career, that's the risk that a lot of these teams are going to take. Because if he steps out of line one time,
right,
if he burps or farts, they'll know. I'm telling you.
I remember a college player at Ohio State. You'll remember this, Manuch.
Oh, man.
Quarterback Art Schleister.
Yes.
And it cost him his career at Ohio State.
Because he wasn't so much gambling on NFL teams. In the offseason, he was down there at the Ponies.
He was.
He was down there at the Ponies. They found he was dealing with the wrong people. There were so many things. And they gave him, 2 or 3 chances?
They did.
They
Yeah.
really did. And he ended up in prison, got out of prison. I think he's back in prison, if I'm not mistaken. But there's several comps out there that the NFL can point to. They just want to make sure that you're minding your P's and Q's as you sign a contract.
Hey, a great place to watch all the action, whether if it's Major League Baseball or the World Cup, it's Twin Peaks. And they have a sensational happy hour, 3 to 6, Michelob Ultra, Bud Light drafts, tequila cocktails, top shelf spirits, over ice balls, local craft beers, and so much more. Don't forget the 29-degree draft. It's paired with scratch-made bites that always satisfy. And when it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks, they don't play around. They do it right. It's Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. All right, when we come back, we're going to dive into NBA free agency. The deadline is now open. That's right. You can get signed as a free agent in the NBA. We just saw a video of Utah Jazz center Walker Kessler in Los Angeles on his way to meet with the L.A. Lakers. We're coming right back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
The biggest soccer tournament on the planet is going on, and there's no better place to catch every match than Twin Peaks. Watch all the action on wall-to-wall TVs with ice-cold 29-degree draft beer, made from scratch food, and game day specials all tournament long. Twin Peaks is going unmatched for every match through July 19th. Cheer on Team USA or your favorite country at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. $5 locations.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Living and having fun in the hot summer sun can turn deadly when mixed with stimulants. Stimulant drugs raise body temperature, impair the brain's ability to regulate heat, and makes it harder for the heart to cope with extreme heat. Studies show 1 in 5 heat-related deaths have involved meth, a stimulant that overheats the body, putting users at higher risk. Be aware and stay safe. Meth and heat is a deadly mix. Visit thenewmeth.com.
Sponsored by the Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Pima JTED doesn't just work for students, it works for all of Arizona. Hands-on training, real-world skills, high school students become job-ready, and Arizona businesses get the talent they need to thrive. Without a skilled workforce, Arizona can't grow. But with Pima JTED graduates, our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
Are you looking for career opportunities with great benefits and job growth? How about the chance to make an impact? What we do here at the City of Phoenix matters. 14,000 employees and counting, all dedicated to making a difference in the communities where they live, work, and play. So come join us. Help us do work that makes Phoenix work. You can see all open positions and apply at phoenix.gov/jobs. This message is sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
When a heart stops, the clock starts. You are the first responder until help arrives. In that moment, 4 minutes equals brain damage. 6 minutes equals too late in an emergency. The first responder is you. We need you. Will you be ready? Learn CPR. Visit heart.org/nation. That's heart.org/nation.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody. So Manuch, at the very beginning of the show, speed dialed Matt Ishbia, the owner of the Phoenix Suns, on the LeBron James availability. Have you heard anything back?
He must be busy today. Yeah, he just hasn't gotten back to me.
Well, God, come on, man. I
I've
thought
sent
you
him
guys
like
were boys.
5 texts, 5 emails that this LeBron James guy,
Yeah.
he's available. He wants the hell out of LA. Are you good, man? I think he would probably hang up on me.
Oh, he probably would.
Yeah, that seems to be the toast of the day for LeBron James on a right before free agency, so it's officially started our time.
Started. Yep.
And things are coming down fast, and you got offers, you got this, you got that, and those are some of the things. But the LeBron chase is on as to, is he going to go to Golden State? Does he go back to Cleveland? Miami. If they got the money, can they move the money around? Can you imagine him and Giannis going at it? But
look, to me, that's and Bam in the center position. That's a solid front.
Sure,
court.
but there's no De Niro there, Jimmy. That one's not going to. That dog won't hunt.
You don't know. He might take the haircut. You don't know.
Well,
that.
he's not going to. He's not going to play for.
Is he going to chase
the minimum?
Is he going to chase a ring? Well, I don't think we have to get that.
We don't know. Nobody's really pinned him down yet.
Yeah.
I think a couple things. I look at this, and if he's going to chase a ring, I think Cleveland's a better deal than Golden State. I really believe with Harden and that group of guys who really faltered, I felt, in the playoffs. But because the Knicks were just hot. I mean, you were up by 29 points, and the Knicks come back and win that game. Boy, that set the tone for the Knicks or what? But I think that there's a chance for him to have to win a ring, be home, whether it's his farewell tour or not, we don't know. But if he wants to finish his career back home, I could see that. Now, he and Steph Curry, they're boys, right?
They are.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Hey,
and Draymond Green.
And Draymond Green.
Yep. Those three hang.
They just go up the road, hour, 2 hours, and play Golden State. Go down that route too. But what legitimate shot do they really have to win it all? And Steph Curry's on his last leg, so to speak. I mean, it'd be fun. Yeah, to see those guys, but I don't think that they have the wherewithal to win it all. Like, I think Cleveland's got a better chance of winning it all.
I agree.
Versus Golden State.
I agree. And just like I mentioned Miami, I believe if they found a way to get him to Miami, that they would automatically become one of the top teams in the East. You go to Golden State. Golden State just upped Kristaps Porzingis, a guy who is really good. At 7'4", is really good. But Manuch, he plays roughly 15 to 30 games a season.
That's the problem.
That's it. That's the problem. The guy cannot stay healthy. You've got a Steph Curry who is now 36 or 7, and he gets dinged every once in a while. Jimmy Butler is coming off the surgery.
ACL.
And so you don't know how he is going to respond. And they are not going after Anthony Davis. The Washington Wizards have already come out and said that ain't going to happen.
Speaking of a guy that plays half a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun to see all those superstars together, right? But too many cooks in the kitchen spoils the broth. So it will be very interesting to see, number one, I think you brought it up, Jimmy, what kind of a haircut or bargain is LeBron going to give whatever team that he goes to? If that team has to shuffle the deck, what does that team have to give up? That's also part of the equation, too.
Yeah.
Who are they going to give up? A top draft choice?
Well, you don't have – remember, he's free agent.
Exactly. I'm sorry, that's right.
Yeah,
I thought
you
he
don't
was
have to give up anything. You get him.
Well, that's the other thing, too, that at that point, what is your first, second – how many aprons are there anymore? I don't get all that.
I know. But there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen wearing aprons in the NBA.
And would LeBron be able to handle being the second fiddle if he were to go to Golden State or if he was to go to Miami? He's clearly would be the dude in Cleveland. James Harden, move over. You got your role. I got my role.
Yeah.
They got some talent on that team.
There is.
And so you just kind of sit here and prognosticate where he's looking to go. But as we just saw on ESPN here at our fine palatial studios, those were the three teams, not so much Miami, but you looked at the two for sure were Golden State and Cleveland.
One of the things that also has taken place, Kawhi Leonard is gone from the LA Clippers. He is going back to Toronto. And so now you're going to have the Raptors who, I know they gave
It's a good move for them.
It is a good move for them. He was extremely popular player in Toronto. He liked that city. It's a fabulous city, very international, and it is a lot of fun in Toronto. Been there many times. You could be at a restaurant, Manuch, and hear 7 different languages.
Well,
it's true. Didn't you play football
for the Argonauts? Yes, yeah. The only problem is playing football back in those days with the Argonauts, you didn't want to hear Argos. Laz, that wasn't good because we were not that good. That was kind of their taunt. That was their cheer, their Bronx cheer in Toronto.
Did you throw any interceptions as an Argo?
I think I threw 1 or 2. He dropped a lot Kevin Cox. I mean, don't be afraid to mix it.
Wow,
I'm sorry.
Calling the guy out.
Don't be afraid to mix it a catch once in a while. That ball was right on the money. Anyways, I'll get over it sooner or later.
Hear from Bobby Marks at ESPN, looking at it right now. He says Miami is the most intriguing team. And I'll quote what he is saying. I think that Miami, the most intriguing team with Giannis and Bam, he could fit in. They could fill out their roster with vet minimums then after that. So I
creative accounting.
Yeah.
It would take a lot of creative accounting.
Yes, it would.
It would take a lot of like Jalen Bronson type mindset.
Yes.
To defer a lot of money in his contract. What was it, $105 million or something like that he deferred in order to go get, basically to go get the OGs and the Harts and some of the other guys as far as bringing in, as far as those trades were concerned, or extending those individuals. It's still amazing to me. I don't know if I've ever seen, and Jimmy, you go way back, I mean, I don't know, many years, that we've seen.
Are you saying I'm old as dirt?
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah.
Okay.
But a starting 5 when an NBA title, all of them were from another team.
Yeah.
All of them were trades.
They were.
Every one of them were trades versus where those guys from the draft 3 years ago. Where's those guys that were developed by the draft? Where's those first rounders? That's why I don't have major heartburn when I see guys get traded away for a first rounder or second rounder, to me, draft choices are irrelevant.
Okay.
Sometimes they pan out, sometimes they don't. I mean, especially second rounders. They might get a few. They pan out. I think that's very fair. There's been a handful of players, but that first round pick, the 2033 first rounder to Charlotte. Okay, that's you're looking 7 years.
I understand.
I don't
that,
care. We're here now.
Yeah,
folks.
I know.
We're here now.
I know how you think. You're a fan, and I understand your fandom for them. You've been here since they.
Give me whether I'm a fan or not. It makes sense that that's 7 years. There could be 3 more cycles of starting fives.
I'm well aware.
That's not fandom. That's just common sense.
Okay.
Then the second rounder,
yeah,
you might get somebody, you might not. But I look at some of the moves that were made for that starting five to win an NBA title, and even then, how difficult it was to win an NBA title.
Mm-hmm.
Then you look at some of the other teams. Look at OKC last year.
Yeah.
Some of the trades, but they had some homegrowns that were in there that helped build that. So it really is, I think.
Remember, they traded Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was part of the trade with the Lakers.
Right, exactly right. So I think there's more trade, free agency involvement in the NBA, more so than ever has building via the draft. Now, I really think the last team that built through the draft, really built through the draft to win their NBA titles was the Golden State Warriors.
That's fair.
And they added KD. They added a piece here, Wiggins.
Yeah, but they had already won a couple titles without KD.
They're one of the pure build it for the draft. Took them a few years.
It did.
But when they got that Steph Curry guy and that Klay Thompson guy.
Pretty damn good.
And that Draymond Green guy.
Yeah.
And then they started to add those pieces. You went, wow. And then Steve Kerr figured it out. But that's really the last of the Mohicans, if you ask me, because of where the NBA stands right now.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Bob McManaman is going to be our guest. Bobby Mack, the fine Arizona sports columnist. It's always interesting when we get him on the show. We never know where he is or what he might be drinking at that time. So I can't wait because he's always entertaining, and he's full of information as well. But right now, let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs took the first of 3 against the Giants last night, getting yet another strong start from Eduardo Rodriguez as his outstanding season continues. Home runs from Ketel Marte and Nolan Arenado propelled the D-backs to a 5-4 victory as the Snakes now look to lock up the series tonight from Chase Field. Brandon Pfaadt will take the mound for Arizona as first pitch is set for 6:40 with pregame coverage getting underway at 6 on our sister station 98.7 FM, also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. This ESPN 620 Sports Center update is powered by Twin Peaks. Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon, top shelf spirits over ice balls, and those famous 29-degree Michelob Ultra and Bud Light drafts. Pair it all with scratch-made bites that actually satisfy.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selection. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Head to Westworld in Scottsdale as we celebrate America's 250th birthday. The largest fireworks display in Scottsdale history and an unforgettable day of family fun, patriotism, and community pride. Enjoy the action-packed 406 rodeo with bull riding, bronc riding, wild pony races, button busting for the kids, and more. Explore the history of Scottsdale Walking Tour. Cheer on competitors at the 4th Annual Cold Beers and Cheeseburgers Summer Slider Eating Contest Championship and the 3rd Annual Water Balloon Championship. See the all-new South Hall Kids Zone, featuring kid-friendly vendors, face painters, activities, and bounce houses. And enjoy everyone's favorite backyard barbecue by M Culinary. Plus, celebrate local heroes during the 7th Annual Parade of Heroes. This year, you can reserve front row fireworks seating and secure your spot before Scottsdale's largest fireworks display in history lights up the Arizona sky. Celebrate 250 years of America. Get your tickets today at scottsdaleboard.com. Produced by R Entertainment.
Arizona's future depends on a skilled workforce, and that's why students don't just learn at Pima JTED, they do. From healthcare to technology and construction to design, the JTED classroom model gets high school students ready for college, a career, or both, teaching them the skills Arizona employers need right now. Discover how Pima JTED students can support your business. Learn more at pimajted.org. That's pimajted.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
Let's go inside the Cards locker room and down to the field with Bob McManaman. Bob's been covering Arizona sports for the Arizona Republic and azcentral.com since 1981. Now, Arizona Republic columnist Bobby Mack on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. We welcome in, as always, Arizona Republic columnist Bob McManaman. And you can find him on X at AZ Bobby Mack. That's at AZ Bobby Mack. Do you get a lot of people hitting your X account? I'm just curious.
Where you going with that, Jimmy?
I want to find out if he gets a lot of people hitting that account. He's got a great information.
Yeah. It comes and it goes.
Okay.
I'm not as active on it as I was earlier, but when I write something, I post it, and I'll post other people's stuff and some thoughts here and there. Yeah. I mean, I'm not up to Taylor Swift type crowd. But I am going to the wedding, so watch out.
So I guess there's no Jacoby Brissett information you can share on Twitter at all? I mean, at this point, this is what kind of reaction you get?
What, have you heard something?
No. That's the whole thing. I don't think we're going to hear anything up until, 3 weeks from now when they report to training camp?
Right. I don't think you are, and that'll be it. The dog's going crazy.
I heard it, yeah.
You guys always seem to call when he gets excited. I don't think we're going to hear anything until camp gets here, and then you're going to hear a lot of news about nothing for as long as the Cardinals let it go on, and then I think it's a big mistake, a distraction, and if it doesn't get solved, I think they're just going to cut him or trade him.
Well, I think that would probably be the most logical, since you got your backup and your potential starter in the third pick. I just don't understand what Brissett is thinking when they're saying it's open competition. Now, I know he deserves a little bump or what have you, but this borderline is almost on the ridiculousness at this point, Bob.
Well, I don't know how much he's asking for, and I think we just acknowledged and agree that he deserves a bump in pay.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know what he's asking for, so I can't say it's outrageous or uncalled for. And maybe he's not asking for the moon and Cardinals are being outrageous. I don't know.
Interesting that you would say that. He's
because I don't know it. You don't know it. Nobody knows exactly what the. So.
Well, the only hint that we heard is that they were, I think you might have reported this, but they were very far apart in what he wanted and what they wanted. So when you hear that, it sounds like, is there a compromise? Who's going to blink first or who's going to acquiesce? When you hear that, well, they're far apart, whoever reported that, you go, well, have they not? It's been, over a month and a half now that they could have talked and brought this to the table.
Are they still apart? I don't know.
Well, go ahead.
No, I mean, that was over a month ago when ESPN reported that. It doesn't mean it's the same status today. They've been talking, apparently. I don't know how much, but I mean, at least LaFleur would tell us, we've been in contact. We know the story. We know what's going on. And left it at that. So we know they're talking. That could mean that maybe they're not so far apart. Maybe he signs something new tomorrow. I don't know. I just know that the longer it goes on, the more of a nuisance it becomes. I hope everything gets settled. I don't think he's asking for the moon, but again, I don't know. If he is, they'll have to trade him, and good luck. There's not another potential starting job open right now, and you got one here. When you had the locker rooms support, I don't know where that's at. I think a lot of it's there, but I don't know if it's all there now. And I don't know. The Cardinals have done some strange things over the years themselves by, moving off of people over a lot less money than probably what Jacoby's asking for.
Bob McManaman's our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Okay, so few weeks away from it getting started. They will play. Well, they get what? Extra practices because they're in the first game.
Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah. I don't know how much that's going to help because, in the NFL, you get X amount of days to hit, and it's not very many. And then, bam, you find yourself in your first preseason game. What is it? 10 days later?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of time. And I was a little surprised we're only having seven real open practices in camp. That's a lot less than normal, I'm pretty sure. It seems like it was always at least 12 to 15 or anyways. So, they're going to get thrown right into it. And it helped to know who your quarterback is, wouldn't it?
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
Well,
yeah. God forbid, right?
God forbid, right.
So, as Jimmy brought up, you got the Hall of Fame game. You got 4 preseason games as opposed to 3 with the rest of the league. What are some of the things you feel in talking with this staff and Monty Ossenfort that they're going to really have to weed through, aside from the whole Jacoby Brissett quarterback thing, that they really feel they're going to have to weed through to get this team ready for opening day?
I think there's some contract extensions beyond, and it's not really an extension, more of it is with Jacoby. It's more of a contract reworking, but they've got to re-sign some guys. Michael Wilson, Paris Johnson Jr. immediately come to mind. There's a third I'm forgetting. Forgive me. But that needs to happen. Once you get to training camp, a lot of guys want to focus on football, and they'll set their own deadlines. Those guys have been pretty cool about saying it'll get done when it gets done. So maybe they haven't set deadlines. To me, that's got to be top of the list, along with figuring out what's going on with Jacoby and how do you solve that problem. After that, it's okay. We see what we got now. What do we got to go get? Now, what do we need to go get? Because this isn't enough here, or it's not enough there. Could be on the O-line, could be in the linebackers. I think they're going to be good on defensive secondary. Defensive line, there's a lot of pieces there, but will they be healthy enough to go? There's some things I got to figure out.
Interesting you bring that up about the holdouts. I'll never forget my second year when Hall of Famer Joe DeLamalure, our left guard, was holding out. He wanted to get traded from Buffalo. And he didn't show up to camp. It was just hard to go, okay, who's going to be our left guard? Who do we put in there? What are some things we do? So it is a little distraction in disrupting. And you're like, okay, go get yours. But you're a Hall of Fame left guard from the electric company, from when OJ was rushing for 2,000 yards. There is that distraction. If that starter is not at training camp and helping to get the team through training camp to get you ready for that first, not so much the preseason, but the regular season.
Well, I don't think any of those guys I mentioned are going to be holdouts, other than maybe Jacoby not for an extension, but again, for a reworked one-year deal. Paris isn't going to hold out. Michael Wilson's not going to hold out. But they deserve a new contract extension. I mean, they exercised Paris's 5th year because he was a first-round pick. That's not enough. That's not enough to make him happy. He's not going to be happy if he doesn't get the extension. There's money to do this, so I don't know what's going on with that. And I'm sure. Listen to me now. I'm not sure it's going to happen by training camp, but it should have happened already.
Correct. And everybody else seems to do that. But the Cardinals, I look at all the extended tight ends we've had over the last month, defensive backs. I mean, people that fit or are needed for that particular team as far as moving that forward. And I think that I see that and I go, why can't the Cardinals just get ahead of that, get that done? Because they've got the cap space. They've got the room.
They do. And that's what's perplexing. But then you just answered your own question. It's the Cardinals. They do things a little differently sometimes, not all the time. You thought maybe things would change with a new GM, but it doesn't seem that it has really. I don't know. This is a tough make or break year, I think, for Monty Awesome. I'll say that. I mean, his drafts haven't been great. They're still undefined to me. I don't think you can judge all 3 of his drafts in earnest just yet, but it's starting to not look so great if guys don't pick it up. And the Cardinals have to do their end of the bargain. Look, you drafted these guys. You're telling me Paris Johnson is not worth the contract extension, or Michael Wilson isn't after the career year he had when he basically bailed out your offense, him and Jacoby, when Marvin was hurt and unproductive, and Kyler was hurt and wasn't allowed to play after he was healthy enough to warm up and practice.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh, the contradictions,
Oh, man.
Bobby.
I remember that. Yeah, he's warming up.
Just want to get your thoughts. A lot of chatter out there about Arch Manning. And some are talking about he might be the first pick. He may stay at Texas. The NIL number could be 10 million, 12 million, whatever. But the one thing that came out, a little chatter, is that if he was to be drafted by the Cardinals, who are predicted to have the worst record in the NFL, that he might not be interested in going to play for the Cardinals if he's number one, i.e. like his uncle Eli, or like that guy named John Elway, who was drafted by the Colts, eventually got traded to the Denver Broncos. Just want to get your thoughts on that chatter that was out there the last couple of days.
Yeah, well, if that turns out to be the case, I'm not going to blame Arch Manning or his family or his.
I'm not either. Not either.
Steering it away, but where are you going to go? How are you going? I mean, it's the NFL. Still the NFL. You could negotiate your way into almost anything, unless your name is Brandon Sorsby.
Sure.
Yeah.
But is the Jets going to be a better team fit for him? Is the Browns going to be? Tell me it's not the Browns.
Sure.
Are better than the Cardinals. So I mean, it's just chatter. I don't know if there's any truth until a Manning puts his name on it. Until it happens, I'll believe it when I actually see it happen.
It'll be interesting, though, if something like that does raise its ugly head. There's no question.
And Bob, I'm like you. Well, where else would you want to go? Do you want to go back to another major market? Where's he going to go? I mean,
he's got
you got Dart. You got in New York, like his uncle was in New York you wanted to go to New York from San Diego. I mean, I'm looking at all the major markets that are in need of a quarterback that are major markets.
Yeah.
That seems to be the kind of the Manning way.
I don't think Pittsburgh's a major market, it's a major team though, with a lot of history.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I could see him wanting to go there, but we'll see how long Pittsburgh remains, the great Steelers. I don't know if they're going to remain that way. So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, kid. Well, once again, you brought no information on Jacoby Brissett to the table.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bob. The hell?
If you're out there listening, just give me a call. Tell me what's going on.
The sleuth that you are, Bobby Mack. The sleuth that you are.
You're the best, pal. Thank you. Thanks for putting up with us. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Bob.
It's not easy sometimes.
I'm sure. I agree 100%. That is AZ Republic columnist Bob McManaman, everybody. He's always a great read. When you see something written by him, you want to make sure that you really check it out. You can find him again on X, AZ Bobby Mack. Hey, Manuch, do the read here. I've got the hiccups, okay? So I do not want a hiccup, and I just did in the middle of this read.
No problem. Bob is presented by All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company. Whether you're stranded or need professional transport, All City has the experience to get the job done right 24/7, and they're hiring drivers and dispatchers right now. So join the winning team at allcitytowing.com. That's allcitytowing.com. As a matter of fact, when you think of All City Towing, you see them all over the place. If you got some issues, you break down, call All City Towing. That's allcitytowing.com.
All right, I'm back at least for 10 seconds. Coming back, learn, run, roll, one call, that's all. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Living in the Valley of the Sun means we're always battling the heat on the golf course, at work, or just getting through the day. To stay sharp, you need more than energy. You need hydration. You need Phoenix Hydration Energy. Spelled Phoenix, like the city we love. Phoenix gives you clean, natural energy from green tea, plus 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. No crash, no junk, just pure performance. Grab Phoenix Hydration Energy today at 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, or Circle K. Phoenix Hydration Energy. Rise up.
Damon, Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Water is Arizona's most valuable resource. And for over a century, Phoenix has led the way in providing reliable water services. Wherever you call home in Arizona, we all share the responsibility to conserve for tomorrow. Watch your water use, especially outdoors. Consider desert-friendly landscaping and water-saving appliances. Together, small changes can make a big difference. Learn more at phoenix.gov/water and help secure Arizona's water future. This message is sponsored by the City of Phoenix Water Services Department.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
You're giving up a 2033 unprotected first round pick. I would have needed a better player. I just don't think Bridges is good enough to justify that cost, especially for where the Suns are. Yeah, they're slightly better. No, I don't see them as a top 6 team in the West next year. And maybe they can get there. Having better odds of proving me wrong, that's worth something, but I don't think it's worth nearly that draft pick.
That's Dan Feldman earlier on the show on the Suns and the trade for Bridges. Unlike you, Manuch, who thinks that 7 years away, the draft pick, even though it's a number 1, is meaningless, he disagreed with you.
I wholeheartedly disagree. That's 7 years.
I know.
And even then, a first rounders, unless they're bona fide top 10, I just think is irrelevant. The second rounder, the first rounders, that far into the future, it's like, well, that could be a bona fide, pick. It's okay. This is right now. That's 7 years from now. This team could turn over 4 or 5 times.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
By the time things are over. So I think that, I wholeheartedly disagree. I respect his opinion, but I just think for Suns fans, if you got this kind of core nucleus you can build on right now, I think those are some of the things a lot of Suns fans or just the NBA. If this team is going to get to the next level, hopefully the playoff level, versus the playing level. I think this is the kind of move that they're looking to make. And I think that when you give up, sometimes you got to, take a couple steps back or take a couple steps forward. I think that's one of the things that the Suns are looking to do.
Okay. I'm going to call.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
You still haven't heard from Matt.
It's been 54 years.
I understand.
Since we've sniffed a championship. We were 0 for 2. And 2 of the NBA titles, all right? Celtics got us. Yeah. And then on top of that, the Chicago Bulls team got it. Oh, excuse me, 3. Then the Milwaukee Bucks got you. Let's go already. Come on. My clock is ticking here, Matt. Come on, man.
Have you heard from Matt? Nothing yet?
No, I haven't heard from Matt.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. That is our Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all. Interact, need a check. Just make one call, that's all. 602-977. 1900, always at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, Lerner and Rowe, one call, that's all, 602-977-1900. What's on tap? It's presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light, the official partner of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B at all 5 Twin Peaks locations. All 5 Twin Peaks locations. So tonight, you got Diamondbacks and Giants. You can listen to it on our sister station, 98.7. On TV, Cox 34 if you're on the cable, 686 if you are on Direct TV. It is the Scruffalopolis San Francisco Giants and Brandon Pfaadt on the mound tonight for the D-backs.
Yeah, Brandon Pfaadt, he's back up. And got Cabrera, you got Bratt, and you got Pfaadt. You got those 3 lurking in the lurking in the confines. I just hope Brandon Pfaadt can find what he lost, before getting sent down. They sent him to the bullpen, long relief, that didn't work out. And so hopefully he can add something to it, because right now this Diamondback team is stuck with Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly. And hopefully they can figure it out. You've got what?
Hasn't happened.
It hasn't happened 2 weeks till the All-Star break. And you've got basically, I would probably say a gauntlet. After the Giants, you got the Brew Crew.
Yep.
You got the Padres, and then you have the Dodgers.
Right.
And talk about having to step up if you're not Erod. And Eduardo Rodriguez, boy,
he's the only guy right now on the mound.
He really
that
is.
You have any faith in?
He is really the only legitimate, bona fide starter that's worth his salt or worth his salary for this Diamondback team. And I will give Zach Gallen credit after the early 3 or 4 runs he gave up in the last outing. I think it was 15 consecutive batters he put down. Hopefully he can carry that in with his next start. So I look at this Diamondback team moving forward.
Yeah,
those are some of the things that they're going to have to, get under control.
I have lost all faith in Zach Gallen. I have lost all faith in Merrill Kelly.
And here's the problem.
You're going to have to show me.
And you know what? I got to believe that clubhouse feels the same way. Now, the guys might say it. They support their guys.
Oh, always, yeah.
But, you know, you get out there.
Yeah.
And Merrill Kelly's given up, 8 home runs the last 5 starts?
Something like
that. He gave up 3 dingers against Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Gallen is an accident waiting to happen. And it's very unfortunate from where both those pitchers were just 2 short years ago.
I agree with that.
I mean, even Brandon Pfaadt during the World Series.
He was terrific.
That kid was terrific. I mean, he got the extension. I believe it was, what was it, last 5 years, $45 million or something like that, that he had. And all 3 of them have fallen back. And I think those are some of the things they're going to have to get back under control. And as bad as this Giants team is, the bottom half of the order really came back to haunt this Diamondback team again. They were 3 for 12 in the bottom half of the order. They are currently 7 for 61. The bottom half of the order, the last 4 games. Now, that's going back to the start of the Tampa Bay series. And yesterday, 7 for 61. So that puts a lot of pressure on the top half of your order. And thank goodness that Ketel Marte is going yard more so than anybody. And Perdomo's finally starting to find his stroke. Corbin Carroll has been pretty much the consistent guy
so far.
Gabby Moreno has been okay at the 4 spot. Nolan Arenado has been moved down to the number 7 spot. So they're just not clicking as far as hitting is concerned. And I'm just convinced they're not a good hitting ball club once you get down below that 5th batter. They're just not.
All right. So tomorrow, by the way, we'll be at Wright Toyota tomorrow. Tom Candiotti on the show, right? We got to fire some questions at the Candy Man.
Sure. And he brought up the other day, I think that these teams are vitally important. This next 2 weeks or leading up to the All-Star break is something you got to realize that, hey, look, you've got, basically a month to figure out what you have and what you don't have.
Right.
But I really believe by the All-Star break,
yeah,
with the gauntlet they've got to face, you got 2 more against the Giants. So hopefully you win the next 2. Then you got Milwaukee, then you got San Diego, and you got the Dodgers, all competing to win their particular divisions. And San Diego, one of the teams you're chasing for that 3rd wild card spot.
Yep.
So this Diamondback team, talk about Scruffalopolis. That is something that you really got to take a look at. And correct, Jimmy, as you mentioned, we'll be at Wright Toyota manana.
Okay.
Catch up with the Candy Man, Tom Candiotti. Yeah. And also looking to track down Kent Silverstein.
Yeah.
Fine report out of Cleveland because the Cavs are also rumored, not the Suns, the Cavs are rumored to have this guy named LeBron James, who's declared himself available, not for LA, but for the rest of the league.
He is, yeah. He is operating as a free agent. Laz, sensational today. Manuch was just so because Matt Ishbia, his good buddy, never got back to him in the 3 hours.
What's up with that, man?
Come on, man.
You think he knows this guy?
I thought you got pull here.
I did too.
I sucked.
But you know what?
I just sucked today.
I got cousins that know where he lives. There's a will, there's a way. All right.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, always on the Arizona Sports.
Just kidding, Matt. Just kidding.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you